Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Roll Hit Die Presents Dresden Files, New Orleans. Where our game master, I can't say dungeon master, but our game master, Rod, is going to run us through some interesting things that may happen in the city of New Orleans. So I will pass it off to you.
International New Orleans that
Right.
that some of you have created. So it means whatever happens in the city is ultimately your fault, not mine. Right. So as long as we're all on the same page there, this campaign should go swimmingly.
I take no responsibility for any dragons.
Except for that. That's not on you. If there are any dragons, you're right, that's on me.
I only get blamed for that one campaign.
What? You learned your lesson. You learned your lesson.
I have met my lifetime quota.
Yes. So yeah, we've been working for 3 weeks on the city and character building phases of our Dresden Files campaign set in New Orleans, and I think tonight we're ready finally for our first scenario. Should we give a quick introduction of characters for anyone who may have missed? I don't know that we'll need to do this every time, but Dave, why don't you tell us a little bit about Jack?
All right. Well, I'm playing Jack, who is a noble changeling EMT. What would you like to know about him? He's always in the middle of it. That's a bit of a trouble for him. Let's see. I already said.
I mean, honestly, the high concept should tell everyone everything they need.
That's the thing. I'm looking at it. I'm like, I'm kind of done. I said the high concept.
Yeah.
I don't think we need to go through all the aspects. So
I don't think you do.
They'll come up.
And people might even suggest as they hear them, they may keep track of some of your aspects and suggest ways I can compel them.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, they would do that, would they?
It works.
Okay, behave, chat, behave.
You're talking to the wrong chat.
Yeah, right.
My chat for some reason doesn't behave. I think it has a lot to do with some of the players that watched the other games.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
No. Those players always causing trouble.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All right, Michael John, tell us about Gabriel. You changed his high concept from last week to this.
I did. I went from, what was it?
The White Council Swamp Wizard
to the White Council Druid. Because Druid sounds better than Swamp Wizard. Definitely.
I mean, are you a Swamp Druid?
No. He's
just a regular Druid?
Just a regular Druid.
Okay.
You're a White Council Wizard. You just have a slightly different tradition.
Right. They're all, Latin's pretty cool. And all of that. And, well, he doesn't use Latin at all.
What do you use, like Gaelic?
He uses Sumerian.
Sumerian, okay.
Which is...
Sumerian, uh-oh.
It is.
And personally, I don't know Sumerian. I don't know anyone who does. So it seemed a good language to just be like, yep.
When you were building your roads, you should go look up Sumerian words.
Oh yeah, sure.
And tie those, and that's what you have to. That's what you shout out to cast that spell. Instead of yelling magnetic lightning,
Yeah.
the Hafslalbach, or whatever the Sumerian equivalent of that would be. So it's a different tradition, but still governed by the White Council and considered a wizard. A fairly newly minted wizard. You probably only just got your stole. The stole is kind of like what you wear with your formal wizard robes when the White Council meets.
Yeah.
So, and the reason I'm saying I think you're fairly new is because you yourself have to figure out the magic system. But the good news there is you have 2 people who've played already who will probably be more than happy to give you some suggestions. But we also have someone who has never played Dresden Files, who only played a sample game. So Dan, tell us about Lever.
So bonjour, cher. My name is Lever. Actually, my name is Dan Latham, and I am playing Lever, a White Court grifter. Or a White Court vampire, as it were. And I am probably going to come in and out of this accent through the entire game, so bear with me.
Hey, as long as we can make fun of you.
Oh yeah, you're more than welcome to make fun of me. Oh. This is not going to be the only time, I'm sure.
think that's one of my aspects. As long as I can be a smart ass, it'll all work out.
And that's not a character aspect. That's a personal aspect.
Yeah, that's what I just said. One of mine. And then finally, last but not least, probably our most experienced Dresden person at the entire table is you, Robert. What can you tell us about Detective McManners?
Hi, I'm Robert. I am playing Detective Timon Angus McManners. He goes by Gus. He is a New Orleans police detective and is the son of Melpomene, the muse of tragedy, and a Scottish mystery writer. And so he has some interesting quirks and likes inspiring other people.
And the Cassandra's Tears is going to be interesting as well.
Yeah.
With your gift of prophecy.
Yeah.
I think we had established a while ago. It is 2007. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. So, in fact, do we want a more specific date? Would you guys like a more specific date for 2007? I can totally give you that if you'd like.
Sure.
All right. What time of year do we like?
Well, since we have so many summer people, I think the start of spring is probably a good time.
All right. So,
The vernal equinox.
oh, you want to go with the actual? It's the 21st.
Well, yeah, it could be the 21st, could be the 22nd.
How do you feel about the 20th, which was, it looks like the night of the new moon?
Ooh, okay.
Just no reason. It popped into my head.
So wait, March 20th?
Yeah, we'll say March 20th of 2007.
I mean, good news is no werewolves, right?
No werewolves, I'm sure.
I was gonna say, don't they? The moon doesn't really matter as far as the werewolves are concerned, now, is it?
The war badgers, they're out in force tonight.
Yeah.
Possible. Totally possible. All right.
March 20th is a what day?
And it is. I mean, it's the day before. It's the day before spring. And I think we're gonna kick things off. So far, almost all of you know each other, except for
One person.
Yep. Jack and Gus have not officially met, but that's okay. I'm gonna get you guys there. You'll be meeting very, very shortly. I'm actually gonna start us off. I think with Gus. You're getting a phone call.
Okay.
We had caller ID back then. I'm gonna do that a lot. Thinking, okay, what were things like for cell phones?
Well, I have my BlackBerry.
What?
I have my BlackBerry.
The BlackBerry, yeah, and flip phones, right? This is the days of flip phones still.
Yeah, I think the iPhone is just coming out.
I want to say iPhone first came out in like 2004, 2005, so it's pretty new still.
What about those Nokias that all the construction guys like to carry around with them? When do they come out?
How are your resources? Do you have an iPhone or you have a flip phone?
Oh, I would have a flip phone.
Okay. Well, you're getting a call, and
Okay.
it probably looks like one of those official calls.
Mm-hmm.
Assuming you pick it up.
Yes.
What do fellow officers call you? McManners or Gus?
Probably McManners.
All right. So it's hey McManners, Cole Anderson. You would recognize Detective Cole Anderson, and in fact, he even has an aspect of NOPD social club member, which means, as we've all defined, he's a little bit in the know.
By the way, could you shoot us the most current draft of the city? Because I don't think I have it all.
Absolutely. I will send that to Zoom.
Oh, I guess actually.
And you guys should also, if you go look in the journal, I think I put just about everything in there too. So that it's in roll 20, so that you guys can also see what's there. And in fact, let me flash one up to the screen right now. We'll go with Yakos. Did Yakos just pop onto the screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you did.
So underneath the image, I have an aspect and a spot for notes, which means as you all learn additional aspects, we can go ahead and record them here, right? I may have more aspects on the character sheet that I've looked at, but I want to make sure that there's some information there for all of you. Everything that we did during the creation process is in Roll20. Where it can be hyperlinked in terms of faces and places, crossing over it is. Then there are a couple of things that we had briefly mentioned that are also in there. I don't have pictures for everyone yet. I did what I could, but I also figured, you know what? Some of you may say, ooh, I want to do this picture. So I wanted to make sure I left that possibility. All right.
Gotcha.
And I was doing all that talking while I was looking for the PDF to send you, which I just sent.
Where did you send it?
Zoom chat.
Okay, it has not come through. Oh, there it came through. Thank you.
Yep. You're welcome.
What time of day is it, by the way?
Probably a bit after lunch.
Okay.
And you'll get a phone call from the NOPD social club member, Detective Cole Anderson.
Okay.
Says, hey, McManus, I'm working a case. I'd like to have you come down here.
Sure thing.
Can you bring a couple of folks with you? You know, the ones that, well, you know.
I understand.
Yeah. And he'll give you 3 names and their phone numbers.
Okay.
2 of the names happen to be people you know. The third is this EMT you've never met.
Right.
I think you may want to bring them. I don't know how you know them, but, well, it's a scene, and they could be persons of interest.
Understood.
Now, since ultimately he is trying to get you to come down, it is probably a fair thing to do to compel your detective mute. And I will drag this point to you. Here you go. Now, of course, you can always choose to buy it off and put 2 back on the table.
No, I am accepting this one to get pulled into the scene. And I will then immediately call, let me make sure I have it right, Gabriel. I will start with Gabriel.
Hello? Because I don't know who's calling me ever.
Yeah.
I
So,
don't have a
yeah.
BlackBerry.
No,
I
you
have a
don't.
dial phone.
That's
Yeah.
correct. It's mounted on the wall of your home, and it sometimes gets staticky because you're a wizard.
Right. So it's like, hello?
Hello, this is Detective McManus.
Oh, yeah. How's it going?
Good. There is a case that the NOPD are involved in that you might be interested in.
Where would you like me to meet you?
Rod?
You do have the address. It is a location at the Esplanade at City Park, which all of you would know is a fairly luxury upscale apartment area. It overlooks the Bayou St. John and the city park. And in fact, you know, I even have it kind of mapped out. So why don't I just bring you over here? And now you can kind of get an idea of where it is in relationship to the French Court.
Okay.
Isn't that considered?
What time of day is it?
I'm going to give you the same answer I gave Robert a few minutes ago, just a little bit after lunch.
All right. I'll be there at around 6. Because it's work hours.
At around 6.
And I own a shop. I own a...
Okay, so you're saying you're an occult shop owner.
I am an
You're
occult
gonna miss
shop
this. You're gonna sit this scene out because you're an occult shop owner.
Yeah, I will definitely make it, but I'll have to be there later tonight after close.
All right. Now the reason it's important to point out that you're an occult shop owner in something like this is you can say, I have a compel that keeps me out of the scene.
Right, that's why I'm saying.
Oh, okay. So you are fishing for a point.
I
there.
am fishing for a point.
Okay, I have given you your.
If I can get, I'm gonna try to get.
Yes, well, that's the thing. See, giving Robert one for free is really kind of overkill because he already had 3. The rest of you only had 1.
Yeah.
Right. But it makes the most sense for the aspects people have.
Yeah.
Yep.
So at that point, I'll see you when you get there. I'll then call Lever.
Bonjour.
Bonjour, Lever. This is Detective McManners.
Manners. Oh, Gus, my friend. How you doing?
Yes. Doing well, and you?
I'm doing fine. What can I do for you?
Well, there is a case over at there is a case over at the Esplanade at City Park, and you might be interested in it. So, would you mind meeting me there in within the hour?
Sure, my friend. I'll be there.
Good. I have one more person to call. So,
Dude, someone that you've never spoken to before.
yes. So I will contact Jack Cyrus Jackson.
Yep.
Mr. Call up.
Hello?
Hello, Mr. Jackson.
Yes, speaking.
This is Detective Gus McManners with the New Orleans Police Department.
What can I do for you, detective?
I was given your name because there is a case the NOPD is working on currently that might be of interest to you, and I'm asking you to meet me at the Esplanade at City Park.
Okay. But may I ask what this has to do with me?
As I said, your name was given to me as somebody who might find this of interest.
His name might be in the middle of it, right? So here you go, Dave.
It is.
Because your name is obviously in the middle of it. But you don't have to go if you don't want to.
No, I'll go.
Okay. With that, I've already given out 3 points. I'm such a good GM.
Yeah. So I'll see you within the hour.
Okay.
It's better than sending a patrol car to pick him up.
Yeah, it was one or the other, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So hour later, you've all had time to get your shrimp po' boys, whatever it is you're having for lunch, etc. And the 3 of you, not the 4 of you, the 3 of you are outside that apartment, right?
Yes.
This place is very, very ritzy. And in fact, do I have, I probably didn't make a token, an image of it. No, I didn't. I should have. But that's okay. It'll only take me a moment. I'll grab one for you. This place is beautiful, beautiful, ritzy. And the 3 of you are now there. You are told it is an apartment on the, what is that going to be? 6th floor. One of the nice ones, from what you're told. And in fact, let me see. I'm uploading now an image of the front of this place.
Okay.
Right. And these are considered kind of luxury apartments.
Ooh-wee.
Going upstairs to the address that you've been given, there is, crime scene tape across the door and a uniformed officer kind of looks you over. I assume you have the badge out.
Yep.
Okay. Points to the other 2.
They're with me. They're special consultants.
I see. Okay, well, all right. And he kind of calls back in. Hey, Dix. And Detective Cole Anderson comes out. Say, thanks for coming down so quick. He looks at you. So I think that was that Gabriel Kashali? He's not here.
Yeah.
Points at each of you. He goes, Baptiste and Jackson, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever been here before?
No.
No.
Pourquoi?
All right. Well, look, there's the kind of voice drops. He goes, look, there's something going on here, McManners, and well, it seems to be on the strange side. I thought they might be involved. I thought you might be involved, but it's a little bit strange. Why don't you come in? I'll show you. Let you form your own opinion. I'm gonna move this down here. So going in to the place, it is a very nice apartment. It is well furnished. It is exceptionally neat. The decor is marred by police tape, obviously, and the corpse on the living room floor. And in fact, I'm going to call all of those things aspects and put them right there on the map. And you should have a good view right now of the apartment, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So
And that thing under the body, I take it, is in fact actually there.
correct. Yes. Yeah, that's why the wizard not being here is worth a point.
True.
You also might make him a suspect.
I must admit I am still confused as to why I'm here.
Well,
Yeah. Don't you have like crime scene investigator doctor people or something? If you
Forensics.
wanted-
Yeah, forensics.
Yeah.
Forensics has already been through Mr.
I don't deal with them much once they're already dead.
Right. No, forensics has already been through. No.
Also, I don't know anything about this like serial killers like kind of stuff. Whatever's going on there, this is not my thing.
Okay.
That's all you.
Well, I don't know. There's a chance. Here's what I wanted to show you. And he pulls out some pictures that they've already taken of the crime scene. And in one of them, the corpse is holding a large manila envelope. And he shows you, he has a large manila envelope already kind of in that tagged and bagged.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll lean in, McManners, if I give you this, I do have to get you to sign chain of custody voucher. Because if I don't, right, Wallace will be, Lacroix will be all over my ass.
I know. Did you happen to take a picture of what's inside of it?
I did.
So let's start there.
So he shows you the pictures that he has. Actually, yeah, they had digital cameras then. So he's holding out the camera so you can look. And apparently the envelope has 4 pictures in it. In fact, they're kind of headshots of the 4 of you. And on the back is your contact information.
Why don't you keep this with you?
Because we obviously
For
know what we look like and how to find us now.
So that's okay. That's me.
Well, I might need it, but hold on.
But that's you.
Yes.
Yeah, that's me.
You're a cop.
Yes, I am.
For some reason, I know you from somewhere. Just
Me?
Yeah, you.
Yeah, you guys know each
I
other.
vaguely have seen you before.
there's look. It's up to you guys. You might remember who each other, who the other person is.
Oh yeah.
Or,
My character had been kind of in and out at the time I would have seen him, but
oh yeah. The ambulance.
He was definitely in and out.
Hold on a second.
wait till he finishes drinking his drink before you make comments like that.
Yeah.
I walk around behind him. I look at the back of his head. Like, you're the one who jumped out of my ambulance.
Oh, was that? I am sorry for that.
I don't think I want to know.
'Tis back
You
when I
look
first
like
came.
you landed okay. So,
How is your?
okay.
They call them partners.
Yeah. She's doing okay.
C'est bon. Thank you. As long as she's fine.
Okay.
So, and this is Detective Anderson's like. So the three of you all know each other.
Maybe. I
What about
helped.
this fourth person? You know him?
I've met Gabriel before.
Never met them in my
You
life.
wait, you know him?
I'm not a merc.
I know Gabriel, yes.
I have
Don't know
met
the
him
name.
too. What is going on here?
Me, guys. I didn't kill him.
Well, as you can tell, there's a body, a corpse on the living room floor. Your
I
names
had noticed.
are, almost orgy of evidence style planted here. And you got
What's
the
the fun, my
whole
friend?
magic circle thing. I hear things. I know. I know McMahon here. Hears things.
So,
Figure out what things are going on.
may I approach the body?
You may. The forensics has already been through here. I had to make sure they came by before all of you did.
And
What would you like to see?
I just want to see if I know the gentleman.
Oh no, this is a woman.
Well, see, at this point in time, all I see is what looks like a guy on the ground.
So the victim.
I'm not going to assume just because it's got long hair that it's a female or a male.
He opens up, a page. He goes, the victim's name is Allegra Landry. Perhaps you have heard of her. Which any of you have good contacts?
I don't think I do. But what was her name again?
Allegra Landry, Landry.
Let me double check because my contacts are fair.
Fair.
Mine are mediocre, so.
You're probably the one with the best contacts, then, huh?
Yeah.
But she is obviously not familiar to me.
You've probably heard the name somewhere. They'll show you a picture, by the way. Let me send that to the. There it is. Obviously, this is the picture he pulls up. So, you do not recognize her at all? This is not someone you have seen before.
No. I mean, the name sounds slightly familiar, but beyond that, no.
Well, apparently she's some sort of a journalist. So perhaps you have read her paper.
That's probably where I know the name from.
That was my thought. So,
What kind of journalist was she?
well, I'm afraid I do not know much about her.
Well, you've read any of her columns or
I have not.
her reports?
I have not. However, she's got some of her papers here in her apartment. And as I said, forensics has been through. So before we seal things up here, McManus, I'm going to give you a few minutes to look around, see what you think you need to see.
Thank you. And
But you should be quick because, once LaCroix hears that you are here, I expect he will make an appearance.
oh, I know.
Especially as soon as he gets this and he holds up the manila envelope. into evidence, which is why I would like you to sign that voucher for chain of custody.
I will.
He sees that a little later than sooner.
Yes. So I will sign for the chain of custody.
Excellent.
I mean, I'm not much in the way of
If
police.
those pictures get lost, we'll talk about a compel and what that means then.
Yeah.
It's where LeVar's like, I'm not too familiar with police procedures, Cher, but wouldn't giving you evidence that has your name on it kind of be detrimental to the case?
Who are you asking that question?
I'm asking Gus.
Um,
Because I don't know this other gentleman.
You
Gus, I've
Yeah.
helped out before with some Red Court.
it is sometimes necessary.
But, you know,
No, we can talk about it later, but sometimes it's necessary.
like I said, I am not well versed in the ways of the city quite yet, but
hmm
I'll leave it to your discretion, my friend.
I'm going to roll investigation,
Of course, I thought you might.
and I have as a stunt scene of the crime.
Oh, do you?
Yes, so I'm +1 to investigate a scene of a crime, and I arrive at my conclusions one step faster.
Ooh, that's helpful.
hmm
Okay.
Well, I just have a knack for tragedy.
You do. So I know you know this, but I suspect others probably don't. That one thing that Dresden Files suggests doing when you're writing a scenario is look at the aspects people have. And a detective who ends up in terms of, living other people's tragedy, I'm like, oh, well, clearly Robert said, I want a murder investigation.
Yeah.
Give me a murder case. That's what I want. So I was like, okay, I'll give you what you want.
So other than using contacts, and I would know that I've not met this individual personally, right?
Yes, you don't think you have met her before.
Good, means I know I ain't fed on anyone that looks like this.
Well, you definitely have, so far as you know, you've never fed on anyone like this.
No, I meant
Yeah. All right, so let's see how that how that investigation goes.
And I'm probably going to use the exceptionally neat tag of this room if I need it.
Oh, I thought you might. That's why. Now, you guys can remember. You guys can always do declarations, etc. Of course, your scholarly type
Yeah.
is in here.
Well,
It's fine. You got your point.
I did get my point. I like my point. It's very cool.
All right. So a great, which is a +4, and you get there fairly quickly.
hmm
So a couple things are definitely going to stand out to you, pretty much right away. First, there's definitely not enough blood here, right? Pretty obviously, this is a secondary crime scene. I'm also going to tell you, I'm assuming you kind of roll the body around a little bit.
Actually, I'm going to go on, since I have fate points, I'm going to go on and raise this 2 steps by just spending a fate point, with this being exceptionally neat.
Okay.
Because I'm sure somebody left something.
Okay, we'll go for it then.
Okay, so let me
Okay,
give you one of my fate points back.
Excellent.
trying to say that the crime scene is a tad bit too clean there, Cher.
Yeah.
So, couple other things. I'm now gonna up what I'm telling you. It's obviously a secondary crime scene. There's just not enough blood. She was not killed here.
Mhm.
Second, the lividity and blanching on the corpse would suggest that this is a staged crime scene. And that is probably worthy putting down as an aspect,
Yes.
right? Which means technically, since you discovered it, I'm going to go ahead and just put a point there.
Okay.
And we'll leave that there for a little while in case that becomes relevant.
So my
Finally, one thing else that I want to be really clear on, since you did note that this place is exceptionally neat. This spare bedroom, right, serves as an office.
Mhm.
The closet there has been cleaned out. And looking at it, since this place is exceptionally neat, you're fairly certain that it's been neatly packed and clean, it's been swept, it's been bleached. You would know these are obvious forensic countermeasures.
Yeah.
And last, because again, you had a 6, there is a voicemail that someone has not played on the answering machine. So yeah, taking that from a great to a, what was it, fantastic, and getting it done fairly quickly is pretty good.
So,
And-
I was just going to ask Jack. His line of work may be a little better at figuring this out than I am, but can you figure out how she died there, my friend?
How she died?
Obviously,
Uh,
not
I,
here.
I'll take a look. You're sure, detective? Are you sure I can?
I don't need you to roll, Dave. It's pretty obvious that her throat was cut.
And
A
then,
large, kind of gaping wound.
and then the next question I would, maybe ask you to check is how long has she been in this current predicament? The dead situation, that is, my friend.
Well, the rest of her life.
Well, I can try. I'm not used to dealing with them after they're dead. Is there something I should roll for that, or
You can roll medicine. Actually, medicine is
scholarship?
scholarship. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. All right. So, how do I do that? Is that 4DF in Roll20?
Easiest way is to click scholarship on your character sheet.
That would be a lot easier. Yes.
And right now, there's not any bonuses on that.
Okay. Right. So the +3 for being good is not part of the bonus. That's already included.
It's going to include it automatically. Yeah.
So I got.
You got a great if you hover over it.
Yeah, I'm trying to understand. Oh, okay. The zeros are nothings, and the plus is a plus. Okay, I got it. Okay.
Pretty easy, right?
Yeah.
Because you're.
Well, I was looking at like 0, 0 plus 0, so that's 0 plus 3 does not make 4.
No, that's kind of weird the way that rolled like that.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll try that. Oh, you know what? It's showing the dice rolls.
Yeah, those are the 4 dice rolls, right?
If you look at mine, it's a minus plus 0, 0.
Yeah, and if you look at mine, you'll see minus, minus, 0, minus. It's not showing a +1 or a -1.
Yeah, whereas yours was a 0, 0 plus 0, which that was the plus
Showing
1.
what was actually on the die. That's why it got to a 4.
Yep.
Yeah, three roll
I
a
understand.
wash, one was a improve.
Okay.
Or a success, I guess.
I have
is what
learned
we
fudge and roll 20 now.
Yep. So have we. So yeah, earlier I'd said the lividity and blanching would suggest to you that the corpse was probably face down for some time after being killed.
Well, you said stage scene. I don't think the face down was mentioned.
A crime scene. Well, yes. Well, he was able to tell. The detective was able to tell it was staged. Someone with medical expertise is getting different information. So you've probably seen this. Jack has probably seen this when he's unfortunately, you had to study corpses, etc. At some point as part of your training. It's an important part of understanding how the human body works. When it stops working, and you guess with your great roll that the corpse was probably actually transported like face down, probably in like the trunk of a car.
Okay.
Um,
And then I will say that.
Thank you for telling us that.
Hmm.
And Gus is going to talk to Anderson.
yeah.
And
he's kind of waiting at the front, like to give you guys let's like watch you as you investigate. He's not really interfering at all.
Go through stuff that I found. with Anderson, but then also say, I think you need to go listen to the voicemail.
Yeah, all right. That's. I don't think that I had captured that. I do appreciate that. Hold on a moment. Are you going with him?
Yes.
Okay. So he presses the tape and goes, "Hey, it's Bob. I hate playing phone tag with you. Stop by and let me know what you got for me." Click. "Hey, it's Bob. I hate playing phone tag with you. Stop by and let me know what you got for me."
Okay.
And I'll give you that. I've just copied that into Roll20 for anyone who wants to know.
Forensic wise, I can't do a whole lot, but I can at least look at the papers she writes and see what she wrote about.
Yeah, so and there are some clippings of her papers here in the office and on the desk. Apparently, she writes for a paper called the Neutral Ground News, which is a bit of a rag. And looking at it, you can find her name with her picture. Hey, this picture. And apparently, she's some sort of gossip columnist.
Why would anyone kill a gossip columnist?
Well, gossip can sometimes lead to other things, and maybe she found out information that she wasn't supposed to know. I'm assuming she's I'll look around the room. A gnome?
Everything around here seems to definitely suggest Muggle.
But I do say it's low enough that the other officers that are in here obviously don't hear me.
Okay.
Because I'm assuming one of the reasons why, because I would know Gus somewhat isn't a norm, and if Jack and Gabriel has been lumped in together in a file with me and Gus, then more than likely they're not norms either.
Good bet.
Huh?
It's a good bet.
Oh, okay.
Does she have any kind of computer or anything?
There is a computer, and here's where the benefit of your wizard not having come with you comes in.
It's not fried yet. Excellent.
Right.
Hey, it works. Oh, that's weird.
So asking Anderson, have y'all checked her computer yet?
No, we are going to be having some what are those information technology forensics take a look at that.
Okay.
Well, don't make any changes if that's something that you need to go gander at.
It might help.
I was just wondering if she was
By all means.
maybe she was working on an article.
You could probably check one of those things that people send through these boxes, emails or something along those lines.
How do you not know what
Yes,
email is?
I don't deal with a whole lot, and I'm new to the city. Where I come from, we didn't have these.
You didn't have computers?
No. We did not.
Deep in the bayou.
You grew up in the middle of the bayou or something, boy?
May I?
Oh, you did? Oh, okay.
Ah.
Definitely explains it. Kind of shakes his head as he moves away.
Quickly try to get on the computer thanks to Jack's comment.
Which comment?
Jack's comment about the computer. See if we can get onto it quickly.
Yeah, you probably are running out of time too.
Yeah, I don't want to stay here much longer.
Yeah.
Is it somebody you need to have slowed down? I mean, do you want me to keep watch outside? I'm pretty good at distracting some people.
Probably better to not get you on this guy's radar.
Well, whatever you say, Shea.
Yeah, all right, so computers is not a skill in and of itself, is it?
It's actually Scholar. So,
All right, why don't you, one of the two of you, why don't you give me that roll? Let's see if you can find anything on the computer.
Jack, do you want to roll this one?
Actually, hold on. Neither of you have an aspect that's gonna Let me look at this real quick. You keep going. I'll figure this out.
Oh,
I have to see. Is there? Maybe keep you from getting stuff on the computer? Or
I don't know. Is there Wi-Fi? Because I have looking for connections.
Yeah, I'm looking at that. I'm like, ugh. Their aspects right now should be helping them with this. There's nothing I can compel. All right, go ahead.
Me?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see where it goes. Oh. All right.
So great. Couple things are going to become apparent. First, you'd expect the Gotham columnist to have lots and lots of stories on here.
I would.
The computer's almost empty.
Ooh.
If you know, it doesn't look like it's been reformatted recently. But someone's definitely gone through and cleaned a lot of files off of it.
Well, I can think of like two things, but I don't know why a gossip columnist would be right. So it could be like somebody cleaned it out. Did she clean it out, or has somebody else gotten in here before us?
Yes.
More than likely,
yeah.
whoever was
Those
here
are the two options, probably, right?
that set up the nice little display for the officers to find may have got on that box.
There is, however, an address book that was left behind, and there are going to be 3 addresses on there.
Yep. And I could also see why a reporter would like deliberately keep their computer empty. But I don't. That would be more like investigative reporters, not gossip columnists for a. I don't know what you call this kind of magazine. I was going to say tabloid. I don't know if that's quite the right word, but
No, tabloid is about the right word.
okay.
It's a local tabloid, without a doubt.
Have they had covers like, Bat Boy Loose in the Bayou?
Yeah. But it probably would be more like, Rougarou Strikes Again.
I just remember when I was about Michael John's age, there was a Bat Boy got loose in some city.
So the first address in the book, that one. Second, that one.
Café du Monde.
And the third.
Oh, Boutique du Vampire. Really?
What?
I mean, yeah. If it's that kind of magazine, I guess Boutique du Vampire makes sense.
Well, they all make sense if you take a good close look at some of the places involved.
Yeah.
Like Royal Street.
Cafe?
Well, I mean,
I guess it's a famous cafe. Maybe I'd heard of it, but
Well, Café du Monde you would know of.
You would.
Oh,
okay.
All
But I
of
would
you-
know
all
of it
of
as
you-
a cafe.
All of you would be well aware that that cafe is run by the White Court.
Yes. And the truth is, since Gus
Yeah,
probably
not
goes there on a
always.
regular basis, he probably knows Ignatius.
Oh, does he go there on a regular basis?
Oh, yes.
Interesting.
For beignet and coffees, of course.
Do you periodically have the extra beignet?
Oh, of course.
can't say that I have been to any of these places myself. And would not really know what the significance are of them.
No, that's probably true for you because you are kind of ignorant.
I'm an ignorant outcast, so.
I wouldn't know Royal Street, but I probably have had Boutique de Vampire on my radar.
Oh, they're Red Court. You've had Red Court issues before, haven't you?
Yes.
So
I helped you out with one of those, but I wouldn't have known about that.
Okay, well, once we have this,
Yep.
I think it's time for us to leave.
It does look like there are a couple more folks who are arriving, probably to look the whole area over.
Mm-hmm.
Ones that you want to go down the other stairs.
Yes. I was about to say that too. So thank you, Cole, and I owe you one.
And you will let me know what it is that you discover, I assume. This way I can close up my case.
Yes. And I again, just to remind you, I did tell him everything I saw,
You did. Okay. I appreciate it.
including the room being bleached.
There was some of that we had picked up on ourselves, but I'm glad you noticed as well, Detective.
So, Jack, did you say it looked like she may have been transported by a vehicle's trunk or something?
It did. So what was going on in the closet then?
Pardon?
I think they were taking her files.
Why would they bleach it down after taking their files?
To get rid of any of their DNA.
Yeah, fingerprints or DNA or,
Oh, I guess.
or whatever fangled things they do. I need to remember that my player knows more than my character does. My wife watches Forensic Files. I'm sorry.
If they came in here, wouldn't their DNA be all over everything, though?
To you?
What was that?
Is she suggesting things to you?
Oh, no. But I've watched enough of them with her to be like, check for, if there's a possibility it was transported by trunk, hey, maybe you might want to check to see if there's any sting stuck in her mouth since she was transported face down, fibers from the trunk lining.
But you guys have left.
I know,
Well,
those are
no,
things that my
actually-
character wouldn't say.
Actually, I was going to do something since I have enough fate points to do it. I was going to.
I was just playing. But you know what? Go ahead. I'll let you spend your points instead of trying to offer you another one.
Okay, I was going to just say that there is forensic evidence still on the body.
Ooh, a declaration of.
I am declaring that there was forensic evidence still on the body.
Are you spending a point or are you rolling scholarship?
I'm spending the point.
Okay.
Oh, shoot, I have too many things open. So I'm just going to go on and spend the point.
All right. So forensic evidence left on the body.
Yes. That I would not have had time to look for, so.
So as we make our way out, so should we go find this other gentleman who's
I want to put forensic evidence. Does forensic evidence left behind work for you?
Yes.
Just because it's slightly shorter?
Mm-hmm. No, that makes sense.
Yeah, and you didn't get much of a look there, so that definitely is pretty good. Makes pretty good sense, I think.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So I believe since they said there was 4 of us involved in all this shit, shall we go check on the 4th one, the gentleman who did not show up?
Yeah, how
Very
come
good
we're
idea.
here and no one called him?
No, he was called, but he owns a shop.
Owns a shop.
Yes,
Not
he owns a
quite
shop in the
catch.
French Quarter.
Okay.
It's not one of these on the address, is it?
No.
No, but it's not too far from some of those places.
Well,
Yeah, those are all in the French Quarter.
maybe
right?
this is a good time to go check him out.
Yeah,
I don't
most of
remember
what you
the name
all-
of.
Sorry, go ahead.
Gabriel's shop.
Yeah, most of what you all built is in the French Quarter.
Yeah.
Well, we're trying
no.
to. We don't remember what Michael John's place was called.
That is the Starling Magical Occult Shop. And, right? Is that correct? Yes. It is on Royal Street, which is... So, who is it that lives at Dumaine?
That's me.
So, he is about a quarter of a mile away from where you live, his store.
Okay.
Sorry, 2 of you are on Dumaine. Which one of you is at 917?
I think that's me.
That's next to the blacksmith.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm at 517 Domain Street.
Yeah, I'm 917.
Yeah, so about a quarter of a mile away from where you are, Robert,
Mm-hmm.
and a little less than that from where you're basically staying. And I don't think we arrived at a spot where Jack lives. That's okay.
I don't think he's anywhere near there though.
Yeah,
I don't think I can afford that.
Well, that's why they don't have good resources.
Yeah.
Some of them.
It's all going in the rent.
Well, that, but also I'm living at my uncle's place, so
Yeah.
I just live in the attic.
Oh, okay.
A flower in the attic.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and move you off the murder scene map.
Okay.
And hopefully this is one that you guys will feel free to write on.
Okay.
I just thought, if you have a murder scene,
Gotta have a
if
murder
you're
board.
writing murder. Now, if you prefer, I can give you a journal instead. If you think that this is a little easier to see, what do you like better?
Journal.
I don't know.
I think the journal will be easier to see.
All right.
Yes.
You're not crazy enough for the wall.
I'm
Not yet.
crazy enough for the wall, but I want pictures that are like our pictures of our actual things, and then we can draw our own lines between them.
Okay. Well, then here you go. So these were the ones that we started with, right, in the scene itself, and ones that you guys either discovered or added. Fair?
Yep.
All right, so it sounds like then the three of you are all heading down to his place.
Yes.
Okay. Does what is the interior of your shop like? Does it have like one of those little bells by the door? It wouldn't have anything electronic.
It wouldn't, no, because
Old style cash register.
Waste of money.
Yeah, it'd be broken all the time.
Well, also, would your place have any other kind of defenses?
In my sanctum, but not in the front door.
Okay, I just checking because sometimes defenses keep certain things out.
Walk into my store, then blow up some customers because you just blow them up.
Well, I don't necessarily mean blow them up. You can have some glyphs and stuff that keep things out. Keep them from being able to enter through the door.
Any of that, yeah.
That is, yeah. I'll have to figure that out.
You will have to figure that out. All right, so a couple. It is.
It just occurred to me there is something that stores typically do not have.
Electric lighting.
Strong thresholds.
They don't. Correct. And you live in an apartment kind of above the store?
Yes.
Yeah. You do not have the best threshold.
No, I don't. I don't have a lot of good things.
But you did get that extra fate point. So.
Did get that extra fate point, and that was pretty cool.
It was pretty cool. All right, so now what? You're all there. You've sat the scene out.
I'm assuming that Gus would want to speak with him since you know the gentleman involved.
Oh yes, yes. So come on in. Gabriel, no reason to go to the apartment now, but now I'm slipping into an accent. No reason to go into the apartment building, but we have some things you're going to want to hear.
Go on.
At the apartment there was a murdered woman. It was a staged crime scene, and she was in what appeared to be some type of magical circle. And I don't think we have the pictures yet.
And none of you took any yourselves.
No.
Yeah, I was gonna say, hey guys, you should take pictures.
Yeah, well, I don't have one of them cameras on me, so I can't take any pictures.
And my first thought was
2007,
forensics already has them.
We
So.
probably have cameras on our phones.
You
Even
have
if they
a-
are flip phones, they're not going to be great cameras, but
Oh,
You know what kind of circle? Just a regular circle.
Well, it was.
Well,
it had some sort of diagram in the middle, a pentagram or something along those lines. The body was,
Had been drawn with blood. The interior of the star, that was actually drawn with blood.
there was a body laying on top of it, so it was kind of hard to get the exact dimensions of the circle. But
And then
Yeah.
there were some types of ruins or something.
well, a picture would have been easier to reference.
Fortunately, that would probably have still been on my phone, and I wouldn't have handed it over yet.
Yeah.
But I could probably still get you a picture of it a little bit later.
Well, you should probably print it out.
I mean, it would have been a lot more beneficial if you had seen it with your own eyes. But I'm sure you had reasons.
But she was not killed there. It looked like it was staged.
No, it's you don't by any chance know a journalist by any chance. What was her name? Was it
Allegra Landry.
Landry? Miss Landry. You wouldn't by chance know her, would you?
No.
Are you positive?
I'm pretty positive, right? I'm pretty positive, right? Like, we don't know this person.
How are your contacts?
My contacts, average.
You do not know her.
No idea.
Odd. I had meant to do this earlier, but it's still something I can do. The name Bob. Do I know any editors of newspapers named Bob? And I'm going to roll contacts.
Well, real quick, you did see there were copies of the newspaper there.
Yeah. But I'm wondering if I know them.
Oh, I see. Are you hoping you know him?
Yes.
Got it. I'm trying to give you guys a title here and see if I can get the font size correct, but apparently it's a struggle.
Ah, that's okay. It looks good.
All right.
That's
So
always fun to try to adjust that.
on a fair, you've probably heard of the paper. It's crap. It's garbage.
Yeah.
You know, popular, but garbage.
Okay.
Now you are fairly investigative. There were a couple of copies there. You could pick up a copy of the paper yourself. Very.
Well, I mean, would you by any chance carry papers here in your place?
Yeah, I have
Would you have some sort of
newspapers.
tabloid type paper sold here?
No, that's not generally what I sell here.
Okay. I'll step outside and see if I can find like an old school newspaper,
You guys can, I mean, yeah, you can find one. It'll take you a little while probably to go find one.
All right. Well, I'll go do that because they know each other. I don't. My questioning might be a little too. What is the word I'm looking for?
Aggressive.
Yes. Even though I'm trying to be as charming as I possibly can, he may take my questioning as a stranger in this situation as a bit aggressive, of course, or accusatory. So I will go see if I can find a copy of this newsletter.
Okay.
Gabriel, do you happen to have any tweezers, forceps around?
Maybe. Actually, my researchers are good.
Probably. Yeah, they're tweezers.
Yeah.
Sure. You have.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you'd probably need it for some alchemy and stuff.
Yeah, that's probably.
And you do have a potion, so
I have, I think,
2 doses of it.
2 doses. Yes, I can get you some forceps.
Okay.
Why?
I need to pull something out of a package without touching it.
Okay. I'll get you.
Okay.
I'll get
Sorry.
you the forceps.
Yeah, sure. So he gets you what you need. That's easy.
So I'm going to open the evidence bag.
Yep. No gloves though.
Well, gloves at this point while I'm touching things.
Okay.
I'm pulling out one of the photos. It doesn't matter which one, just by the very edge with the forceps. And I'm going to lay it on the table.
Photo, apparently.
Hmm?
Gabriel's photo, it seems.
Okay. This is why I was interested in you coming. This woman had all of our information.
That's not generally good.
No. And what I'm going to do is leave it on the table or wherever we are at the counter. Using my fingers, I'm going to touch the edge of it, not grasping it, just the edge, and do psychometry.
I don't know. You might have to touch it a little bit more. Let's see what we have on here.
I'm going to see if I can do it this way without having to fully touch it.
Yeah, I'm looking at your aspects like, ooh, what can I do to make him leave his fingerprints on that? But I don't have a good way to do that I can think of right now. So please, by all means.
Okay. I'm trying to. This is the first time I've used this in a long time.
Liturgy?
Yeah, it's a standard psychometry. This is
Yeah,
psychometry.
yeah,
It's
that's
a
what I meant. Psychometry. Sorry.
standard investigation roll, but instead of searching, you're rifling through the situations the object has been exposed to in the past, looking for something significant.
Gonna send
Psychometry assessments are more difficult than normal.
They are. Give me an investigation roll.
Two.
Well, I guess I have to give you something from that, don't I?
Yeah.
Well, that's unfortunate. Psychometry is like the worst power in the world.
Until you're using it, and then it's pretty cool.
So you probably get an image of Allegra herself writing your information on the back of the pictures, and you're going to pick up an aspect of tenacious investigator. And in fact, I am going to do this for you so that you can see that anytime you need.
Okay, thank you.
And I think you'll even have, since you've discovered that, you could even go ahead and use it once. Oh.
So it has a sticky tag on it then.
Yep.
We should probably explain to everyone.
Yep.
Okay. What we were talking about and why you have that fate chip beside the staged crime scene.
That was one you had discovered. So that's,
Right.
I have that there as just a reminder that it's something that you can use.
Okay.
And it's specifically, you can use that point on staged crime scene.
Mhm.
You can tag that aspect. That just seemed like a nice, easy way to keep track of it. That makes sense?
Yes.
Good.
But no, I was meaning for everyone else. Explaining why there's a fate point there, what sticky tags are.
Typically this means that there's a fate point there. Technically it belongs to the character that discovered it, but he can pass that tag to somebody else. Which can be used for a whole bunch of different things, right? As long as it's related to a staged crime scene, you have a fate point for use there.
Right.
And we also have the other,
Tenacious investigator.
Yep. So now what?
How long does it take before I get back with the newspaper?
Probably as long as it takes for them to fill in Gabriel on what's been going on.
All right.
So yeah, you have a paper. Looking through it, which I'm assuming is what you're doing.
As I make my way back to the shop, I will do just that.
Yep. And there is a Bob Keebles who is listed as one of the editors.
Keebles?
Keebles. Kiebels.
We should probably go find where he.
Is it by chance maybe like her last story in the current paper that I've picked up?
Flipping through it, you do not see. No, I'm afraid you don't see one of her stories in the paper at this time.
Oh, very well then. As I make my way back in, I will point out that there is a Mr. Keebles, first name Bob, who is the editor of this here paper.
Yes, I think we do need to go talk to him. I'm
Mhm.
going to put that picture back again using the forceps and reseal this
Of course.
thing.
Which is
So-
and I assume you're following the normal procedure.
Before you put that picture back away there, sir, I'd like to ask, since it is Gabriel's picture, do you recognize where you might have been when this picture was taken?
You can all tell, looking at it, it was taken here. And in fact, it looks like he was standing by the glass looking out the front door when someone snapped it.
Okay. And with the other pictures, would any of us have any idea where they may have been taken?
So probably you can probably all identify it. It'd be areas that you would your familiar haunts.
Mhm.
So she apparently was tracking us long enough to know, well, granted, Gabriel has a set location, but enough to know where we go on a regular basis.
Yes. Well, I will say this. This Bob, what was his last name?
Keebles.
Keebles. So do do we by chance have an address of where this paper is?
It's on the newspaper. It is in the city.
And how far from where we're currently at does that address lie?
Well, at this point, you guys have probably been. You all have probably. It's probably taking you a little while to get there.
Well, I'm going to take myself out of this scene because I'm going to explain it to them. This is being. He will be interrogated by the New Orleans Police Department. It is better if I am not there while you are questioning him, because then it is going to look rather odd that I am investigating a case that Detective Anderson is on. So I am pulling myself out of this scene because of too much red court tape.
Yep.
So
I would have also just even settled for by the authority of the Crescent and Star or
Okay.
Detective News, but I've already passed you one, so you should have noticed you just went up to 3.
So I'm pointing.
And
of course they don't have our photos yet.
Dave, you guys should always find ways to use your aspects against yourself and then ask for the point. It's okay to go fishing.
And we can also tell each other that, hey, you have this aspect.
Yeah. Yep. Hey, by the way, you might not do such and such because of this. So.
Yeah, Dan, I think you were saying something.
Yeah.
Well, I was saying that at this point in time, they do not have photos of us, do they? Or they do
Nope.
they not?
I have them right here.
Yes, but did they not take photos of the photos?
I think they did.
So would that be an issue for us to be seen there, questioning the gentleman?
Only if those get in there. I think Anderson is holding that back right now until this comes in. So it should be okay for y'all to go in and question him.
So what's going on here? You're not on this case.
I am not on this case officially.
I believe the term or phrase is subject of interest in this case.
Would be a better description.
I'm not going to get in trouble here, am I?
Nope.
I don't want any trouble.
I mean, the truth is, truthfully, only one of us really needs to go in there. But,
Well, I don't have a ride currently, so if somebody'd like to give me a lift, it'd be most obliged. And I'll go talk to the gentleman.
I guess I could.
Are you heading with them this time?
Yeah.
I'm giving you a 20 then for a taxi.
Oh, this way you don't have to break anybody's car, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
Break the taxi. That's not my fault.
Well, I mean, does the trolley by any chance
Like,
pass by here and head that direction?
so, all right. So you guys catch a cab across town, right? The paper is actually probably located in Metairie, which is going to be outside the city proper. But these, New Orleans, Metairie, like this, they're this close. So getting there is a piece of cake. So yeah, there you are at the newspaper. What would you like to do there?
We'll make our way inside and see if we can talk to Mr. Keebles.
So there's going to be, of course, a receptionist, and she's going to be like, I'm real sorry, hon, but I'm afraid that he only sees people by appointment.
Darling, he may want to see us. Tell him it has something to do with a story that's being worked on.
Can you be more?
I'm sure you can do it for little on me.
Hmm?
I said, I'm sure you can do it for little on me.
So I'm wondering, is there a little flirt, touching her hand, that sort of thing?
Yeah, little, slide over, kind of rub my finger across the top of her hand as I say it.
And are you trying to incite emotion a little bit?
Just a little.
Just a little.
Just a little.
Well, why don't you go ahead and give me that deceit at a +2. I assume you're doing this to put an aspect on her of willing to help or something
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe a tad enamored. Bonus, you said 2?
Yeah, that is part of the incite emotion power. You're able to do maneuvers at +2 to your roll using intimidation for anger or fear, or deceit for every other emotion. So yeah, you're basically trying to turn her on so that she wants to do what you want.
There we go.
And yeah, as you touch her hand, her heart, starts to go pitter patter, and you can sense that.
Like his. Mm-hmm.
Oh man. And she goes, well, sure, I can do that. And she comes around the desk, brushes up against you much more than she needs to, like to get past you. Like she goes around the desk the long way.
Yeah, maybe.
Brushes past you, and I mean, this is definitely going to make you a little bit hungry. And she goes, and after a little while, she comes back and she goes, he said that he didn't see you on his schedule. I told him that I had forgotten to add you, so you just have to tell him that you were supposed to be here 5 minutes ago.
Well, shit, I do appreciate it, and I'll write my number down and hand it to her.
Check. Okay. So now
Take a
you
moment
have
to.
for hey, when I need to go feed, I'm gonna go give her a call.
Yeah, let me go bone the secretary real fast.
It might not be. It
It'll
might
be an hour.
It might be just a little bit of passionate necking. You don't know.
I'm not gonna have you sit and watch me feed this, yeah.
Yeah, that would be rude.
So, make my way into the room.
So he kind of was, all right. I'm afraid I wasn't aware that I had an appointment. She said it's about some story. Usually, which paper are you with? I'm afraid that.
I'm afraid, good sir, it's about a story you're working on, my friend.
Well, we are working on.
Yes, you.
One of your reporters.
Yes, you have a reporter that's you've not heard from today. I take it there, monsieur.
Well, I have several, but I have a lot of freelance staff, and they don't all check in every single day.
Well, this one in particular, you did call, sir, and ask her to check in.
So that message probably would have been dated yesterday, in case that matters to you guys.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's a day old then. I'll put down here.
He goes, well, yeah. I mean, the freelance, you got to follow up on them. Can you? Just about.
Mademoiselle Allegra, what was she working on for you, sir? Do you have any
Well,
idea what the story was which she was working on?
so she brings in her own stories. She was always very particular and had said that she was only going to do the reporting she wanted to do, and that was it. So I do not give her assignments. In fact, I only pay for the good stories that she brings me. And well, she turned up quite a few good ones over the years.
What
So
kinds of
you see that expose about the mayor a few months back, or the one on Bill Benson? She wrote those.
I must apologize, I am not quite familiar with that particular article.
Well, I guess you do not read off paper much, but those ones those were picked up by some of the other papers. It was on the television even. You sure you did not see that?
I will be honest with you, my friend, I have not been in the city very long to have watched any kind of television.
I see. Well,
But I'm more concerned with if you had any idea what she may have been currently working on.
well, I mean, her most recent was those two brothers who with the what is it the dueling restaurant thing. Been working on that. Or,
Did you say
gave
dueling
a couple of
restaurant?
weeks back.
Did you say dueling restaurant?
Yeah, Caesar and Ignatius Besh. You heard it. I know you heard of Caesar Besh.
The name does, I believe I have seen that name somewhere at some point in time.
Yeah, he's a food critic. Well, she's been writing on about their feud, but right now I know she's working on a story, but I'm afraid I don't know what it's about though.
Well, you did ask her.
She did send two of my folks out to the Bayou Sauvage National Wildlife Refuge. You can talk to them.
Well, that would be most appreciative there, my friend. What would their names be by chance?
I think that was Sherman and Queelan.
Which is it?
Both of them.
Quilin or Quilin?
Oh, sorry, that was me trying to figure out how this name should be pronounced. Probably.
Well, just spell it for me, then I'll write it down.
How's it spelled?
I'll give you. Yeah, let me give them. I'll put them both in the chat for you.
Okay.
There you go.
Oh, see, I was even starting off wrong. I was putting it with a Q.
Oof.
Quaylin?
Yeah.
Quilin. No, Quilin.
Oh, so Sherman Malone, and are they currently here or are they somewhere else?
No, they work here. They're regulars.
Well, I do appreciate your time, good sir, and I apologize that our appointment got misplaced.
Can you tell me what specifically this is about?
Well,
You said about a story. What have you got for me?
well, since you don't know much about what she's working on, and I have no real idea what she's working on, all I know is that she has apparently crossed the wrong people. She is no longer with us.
Wait, no longer with us. You mean she's dead?
That is the word on the street.
Well, I wish you had said something about that. Well, that's a damn shame. She could dig up the dirt on anybody.
Well, it would seem that she may have dug a little too far in the wrong direction. Hence why I was asking you if you knew what it was she was working on, that we could maybe find some way of clearing up what happened.
Oh, I am very sorry to hear that.
As are we, and I apologize you had to hear it from me, but I'm certain you'll hear it within time from the proper authorities. You are on her voicemail.
What is your relationship then to Allegra?
Just some acquaintance.
Authorities. Which paper are you with?
I did not say,
I know. That's why I'm asking.
because I am not with any paper. Never said I was.
Private investigator, then.
Something along those lines. A friend of mine's name came up in the chatter, as far as it were, and I felt it was my obligation to check up as far as to what she was working on.
So just a good citizen.
A good friend, I suppose, would be the best way to put it.
Real quick, what name did you give to the girl at the front desk?
I didn't.
But you wrote down. Well, she'd have it after you wrote.
I just wrote down a number.
Yeah. Fair enough. What was your name?
My name? You can call me Baptiste.
Baptiste. Well, Mr. Baptiste, I'm kind of just real curious now as to which friend of yours was it that seems to be mixed up in this?
Why, sir, I don't believe it's any concern at this point in time. We'll let the authorities search that part out. Since you were unhelpful with the giving me the information on what's necessary, I'll check with your other associates and find out.
I think I was quite helpful.
No, I was not referring to you not being actually helpful. I'm just saying you had no knowledge that would help the case.
Yeah, I mean, if there's a murder case, I don't think that it'd be right for you to talk
I
to.
never said I was investigating a murder case. I just was letting you know of the current situation of your reporter. Never said the two cases were connected.
Yeah, Mr. Baptiste, I think it might be time for you to go.
It's just over.
So I think that you may have stepped into being an ignorant outcast. I'm gonna offer you this point here by passing it to you.
Mm-hmm. I'll take it.
Now, of course, you can buy it off.
Oh, yeah.
If you if you don't buy it off, you're probably not going to get a chance to talk to Malone and Rousseau.
I do apologize for wasting your time, good sir, and I will see myself out.
Appreciate that. And I mean, he kind of gets up and does the half follow as you're leaving, just to make sure. I don't want to chew anything.
So he's following us out completely?
Just to the front office.
All right. And are you going to point out who Sherman and
He
where
doesn't.
the man is?
No. No, that's what the compel is for. You kind of stepped in a little bit. You insulted him. So I gave you a point for that, assuming that you were trying to do that on purpose, and he escorted you out.
I'll leave.
But you can always try to find them some other way.
Yes.
Right? A compel doesn't mean you can't do something. It just complicates what you're doing.
As I walk out, I'll be sure to brush up against somebody as well. You know, a little more insight added to that.
Behind the desk at this point.
Huh?
She's behind the desk.
Yeah, it'd be one of those gentleman things like, thank you ever so much, madam, for your assistance this fine afternoon.
Because you forgot this, and hands you what looks like a business card.
Well, thank you very much.
It's like some random business card, and she scratched the name out and put Michelle and her number.
Copy that. And I'll do the whole gentlemanly kiss the top of her hand and leave on my own accord.
Is this a what? How deeply are we kissing
With
here?
the gentleman standing right there, wanting to make sure I leave his establishment, it's not going to be that deep. It's just going to be enough to be
Her
gentlemanly.
hand, it might be. I don't know.
No, it's just gentlemanly enough to palm the card she gave me and leave.
Okay. And to let her know, hey, I can do even better. Because that's what white court vampires do.
I might have slipped a little more in there when I did that.
Good.
Well, that was somewhat beneficial, gentlemen. I do apologize. I guess I tripped over my own ignorance as far as this city is concerned.
I don't know about beneficial, but it was awkward.
Yeah. So can I roll?
I mean, honestly, gentlemen, you could have spoke up at any time to, I don't know, bail me out of my own foot in the
Yeah,
mouth.
but you're the face.
I know.
So I'd like to. Actually, I could probably figure out that he's a white court vampire at the fact that he touched her hand. She rubs up on him. He comes out and makes out with her.
He didn't make out with her. He kissed her hand. It's very obvious. You can tell. It's pretty obvious he's white court.
I mean, that part was awkward too.
You can tell from her reaction.
Right. It's not what he's doing. It's
You have a lore of 5, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And additionally, one of the site I think even gives you when you're like rolling lore, as if it were arcane investigation, you get a bonus. You are fairly certain he's definitely something.
Well,
So with what you have going on, you're probably fairly certain he's white court. Yuck. So now what?
Well, maybe we should.
I spend more time looking at this screen where I have your guys' thing.
Yeah. I've actually moved mine over in front, so I'm actually looking forward when I'm talking to y'all.
Yeah. This is roll 20. This is you guys, my notes, my spreadsheet.
Well, maybe we should meet back up with Gus and find out if there's anything else we can do at this point in time. And I can make a phone call, but I'll wait till after business hours.
We could go to the locations and look around.
Yes, but do we want to do that without Gus?
No.
He is the officer here, and we're just
You
brought
called
in.
him earlier. You have his number.
Yeah, I will. I'm just getting everybody else's opinion on the situation.
Could keep us from getting in trouble, unless having him there makes us more in trouble. I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll just give him a call and we'll find out what Gus has to say about it. Okay, apparently the signal here is bad. I might have to see if I can get a better signal.
So you walk away from the wizard and you're able to actually get
Not that I know that it's what I'm doing, but yeah, I'm trying to walk around and see until I get a signal.
You know why.
I know why.
But you don't tell him.
No, I don't tell him.
Yeah, that poor newspaper room.
It must be a bad
Oh, that's
spot.
true. You went in there.
Yeah.
You could have totally. So, by the way, something you're not aware of. You as wizards,
Yeah, I can like target.
you get yes, and it doesn't cost you any stress to hex things.
No, it's just like
You just start doing it and things start exploding. So yeah, there were probably a couple things not working real well.
I just look at that printer and I just stop.
You can.
I'm like,
You can also throw out the energy and shut the whole place down.
well, I'm not. They haven't pissed me off. Sometimes it's just fun.
It is.
Sometimes it's just like, why would you do that? What was the point?
That's fair enough. Fair enough.
All right, so once I finally get a signal, I will call Gus.
Okay. Now, you guys all probably are aware cell signal in most of New Orleans is not great. Right?
Probably not this
those
time.
of
No.
you with good lore can probably figure out why.
Yeah, that would not be me.
It's just the nature of the city. There's so much energy in this city.
Yep.
But the cell signal's never great. But you do get through.
There.
Hey, my friend Gus. We had an interesting conversation with Mr. Keebles and got some names and some information. The others thought maybe it'd be a good idea to check out the other places. The ones
Not a
with,
bad idea.
in the address book, I believe it was.
Mhm.
Would you like to meet us at one?
Well, why don't we just start at the Café de Monde?
Maybe we'll meet you there.
Did you find anything about the story she had been working on?
He has no idea about any stories she's working on, but he does have 2 that were sent to investigate something for her, and I not the best with some people and wasn't able to talk with them at this time, but I got a number. I'll be able to find out who they are and talk to them later.
Sounds like a good idea.
But he did say she tenacious. She dig in. She like a tick. She dig in there deep, try to get her story. Apparently she had an expose about the mayor not too long ago.
You may want to dig up a copy of that.
Care to tell me how I do that?
Oh, I'll go to the library later and find a copy.
Maybe. Because I don't know much about those kind of things. Alright, we meet you at the cafe, you say?
Yes.
Alright, I'll walk back over to the other group, put the phone away. Gus,
While
meet
he
us at the cafe.
All right. While he was doing that, I'm just gonna be chatting with Gabe. Like, were you the if I said something about frogmen, would you know what? We're in a weird shop. Okay, were you the one with the frogmen?
I'm scared.
I have no idea what the hell that was. Go to bed. Good night. You have school tomorrow.
I'll be back in a second.
Yeah.
So Jake was asking Gabriel something.
Yeah, what was that?
Yeah, were you the one with the frogmen?
Yes. Yeah.
You like blew a bunch of them up or something.
I did do that. Yeah. They didn't really take too kindly to that.
That was weird.
What do you mean it was weird?
Well, first of all, frogmen.
Yeah, it's New Orleans, but yeah.
Oh, you have mediocre lore. Check.
And second of all, you blew them up like with your brain or something.
Hmm. That's a pretty normal thing.
That is definitely not a normal thing.
That's cute.
That is the opposite
That's-
of normal.
Did you just say that's cute?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
New Orleans.
Okay.
You've definitely heard about, wizards and vampires and all those, right? It's just normal stuff.
In the movies,
Right. And
okay.
it's a pretty normal thing.
Okay.
You just gotta believe me. You gotta trust me.
I will do the first one because I saw it.
My friends, I got a hold of Gus. He said to meet him at the cafe, so we head that direction.
What
Everything all right?
That cafe.
Yeah, Cafe Dumas. You
Sure.
been there before?
All right.
I don't believe anyone's not been there before. If they look the same.
I've never been there myself.
Sure.
You've never been there yourself?
No, I had no reason for me to go to the cafe.
The White Court Vampire has never been to the White Court Vampire-owned restaurant.
I know, that seems...
Is that in character or not?
No, that's out of character.
Okay.
But he's like, sure you haven't.
You're suspicious.
Of course.
Okay.
He's a vampire.
Yeah, you should be suspicious. By the way, I am keeping track. Let me show this to you guys. I am keeping track of other NPCs, ones that don't really need their own sheet.
All right.
In case you're ever hey, who was that person? Stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep somewhat of a notes myself.
Yeah.
This is a game where our notes are definitely gonna matter.
Yeah.
So this will be a first time for me, so let's go. Actually, I had not been to any of those addresses we found.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I've been past the cafe. I've been by there. I don't know about this Royal Street place. And I have never been to a vampire boutique. I'm sure of that one.
So the Café Dumas, French Market. I think you guys have all seen that before. It's right there. We had talked about it being the most famous bakery, the Aspect feeding frenzy. And since it's probably at this point, it's you guys have been running around a little. It's probably about 3:30, 4 o'clock. So there are definitely going to be some folks here eating and drinking coffee and enjoying themselves quite a bit. I have not found a picture.
Of beignets.
No, of this particular NPC.
Oh, a picture for Ignatius.
Yeah. Does anyone think they have one, or should I just go pull something at random? You don't
Oh,
have to put one on his
Pull one at random because I have none.
well, I think I have an idea for somebody.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I just have to find it.
So they're basically gonna look like a chef.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I have to remember his name.
Because I have one that could, unless you guys have something a little bit better. Up to you.
Go on and put yours up because I can't think of this person's name quickly.
Okay. So I'll drop this to the screen. Give me to the tabletop. If we like it, we'll use it.
Oh, that's fine.
All right, just straight up usual chef, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. That's uploading, and there it is. Now you can all see him. All right. So you're at you have arrived at the Café Dumas, and it's probably not too surprising that the executive chef is walking around and greeting folks. Shaking their hands, asking how their food is, and everyone here that seems to be eating pretty well.
Gus probably has a table by now. So
What's that?
Gus probably has a table by now.
Oh, Gus it was meeting him there?
Yeah.
Okay. So he sees the three of you coming in and just stops. Goes ultra still for just a split second, statue still for a moment. And then the smile is back and, comes over to the three of you as you're going to sit down with Gus. Welcome to the Café du Monde.
I assume his reaction was noticeable.
Yes, probably seemed a little weird, but yes, it was to the four of you, it was noticeable. Whether or not anybody else caught it, who knows?
Right.
Gentlemen, have you come for dinner?
We have a friend here we're about to meet there, good sir.
Well, allow me to get you something. Some beignets? I don't think you've been here before.
No, my friend, I have not been here before, and I am good. I am not very hungry. I'm here more on a conversational means than appetite.
Oh, well, please eat. Snaps his finger, and a woman comes over and goes, "You've got to try our beignets." And he goes to pat you on the shoulder.
I don't think I would find a problem with it because I wouldn't, no good reason why not. I mean, just figure he's a guy being friendly, but a weird guy being friendly. Do I sense any emotion or feeling off of him, I guess?
Well, how does a 6 compared to your discipline?
To my discipline. I have an average discipline, so you made a roll.
Average being a 1.
Well,
I'm
plus
gonna
1.
tell you, I hardly ever. I can scroll down and see the ladder. Okay, so I've beaten you by 5. You are feeling ravenously hungry right now.
All right.
So I'm going to give you that temporary aspect of ravenously hungry. And in fact, I'm going to click something on your character sheet here real quick.
What time is it?
3:30, I think you said.
Dinner time.
It's about 4-ish.
This place really only serves beignets and coffee. So
Oh yeah, I mean, in reality, I'm sure they can do more.
yes.
It is a bakery. They can get you
Yes.
whatever you want.
Well, why don't you gentlemen go and meet up with Gus and fill him in? I think I have a phone call to make.
No, here, try one of these beignets. And they're right underneath.
Yeah, but that's not really getting my appetite any better. My appetite for something else.
No, but that's okay because I think he's trying to get you to eat.
So what was that he did?
Give me a lore roll.
Oh.
That's a terrible roll.
Well, I rolled 3 negatives.
He did.
Oof.
Apparently, this guy, you know he's White Court vampire.
Well, yeah.
You think one White Court vampire might be attempting to feed off the other White Court vampire.
Yeah, that's not fair.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
That's not gonna like cause any kind of feedback loop or anything, is it?
One way to see.
Only if they have sex and food.
Yeah, then it's a question of who's eating whom.
I mean, if you're into it, go
Yeah,
for it.
I mean, one of them is going to feel full.
I mean, it depends. You could do the whole, what was that? Not Naked Gun, but the other one, Hot Shots. Was that the name of the show?
You're thinking Naked Gun. Hot Shot was the movie, I think.
Yeah, and I think he
Yeah.
popped open the fridge and...
Yeah. There's some weird stuff there.
Yes.
Yeah, you can do both at the same time if you want to.
So, yeah, I am feeling a tad bit peckish.
You have a seat right here, and let me get you some coffee.
I'll have some coffee
Take it at
too.
our table.
Well, there, come on over.
We're viewing together. Allow me to introduce myself. I do not believe we have met. Ignatius Besh. I am pleased to make your acquaintance.
Yes.
Is there something wrong,
No.
sir?
No.
And you are
A customer. I'm very hungry. I want to eat.
cagey one. A cagey customer.
Like I said, I'll catch up with you gentlemen in a second. I have a phone call to make. And I will call the girl's number.
I mean, she's like, I'm still at work.
What time do you get off, darling?
Well, I'm gonna have to go. So she'll get back to you in a second. So, I think I've seen you before. Don't you have that store just up the street?
I do.
I do believe, yes.
And the magic shop.
The magic shop. That's right. Mr. Keshley was Keshali. Keshali. Well, welcome to the Cafe du Monde. I do not believe you have been here before. I'm very pleased to make your acquaintance. And you, sir, I recognize you saying to Gus. And how is New Orleans finest?
We're doing just fine. Enjoying your delicious beignets. And, of course, your coffee.
Of course. And, since you're a police officer, he's not putting his hand on your shoulder.
Yeah.
and he's not doing it to you either.
And I wonder
But he will kind of look at Jack and hold out his hand. And he goes, "And sir, you are." He's holding out to like shake your hand.
I'll. I don't know.
All right. Jack,
So you shake his hand.
I no reason not to.
Well, he's going to try to put an aspect on you as well. This
Okay.
time I'm going to roll it correctly, though.
I love that popped up on the screen. It says GM rolls a 2 for no good reason. Or for no reason.
So this time I put down versus discipline. But I did, it's just an aspect. It's not an attack. So I think you are also probably going to be ravenously hungry. You know what? I think you could probably use a po' boy. We'll get you a po' boy and some beignets.
Yeah.
That
I'll have
that goes just fine, I bet. All right.
Let's-
you
let's-
get back here.
yeah.
So he calls over the waitress, says, and places orders for all of you. I hope you do not mind, as the executive chef, my presumption. I want you to all try some things. I think you'll enjoy them very much. And he says 2 orders of beignets, some sandwiches, some coffees. Is there anything? Would you like anything extra in your coffee?
I think I'll take mine to go.
To go.
To go.
I suppose we could bring you a box with your food.
That would be fine.
Excellent. But I'm afraid I'm not like the Starbucks where it's here's your coffee and get on your way. See, we want to enjoy your company while you're here.
I'm very aware.
Mhm. I am sure you are, Mr. Keshley.
Indignatious.
I'm sorry. Yes.
You had a moment of recognition of my 3 companions.
Well, maybe more recognition of who it was that was coming across my doorstep, as opposed to the individuals themselves.
I see.
After all, my cousin here, and he points to Lever, I have not met before. And
You got me at a bit of a
Mr.
disadvantage, sir.
His reputation precedes him. So I am going to, by the way, let me open this up.
You have me at a bit of a disadvantage, yes. I don't have any relatives in this city that I know of.
Hold on 1 second. I need to get to the right page here.
And I also have some doubts. I would like to be suspicious of him.
Yeah, sure. So I am going to think probably. Yeah, I think Robert. He's trying to create a pretty good first impression here.
Okay.
I feel like we have a social conflict.
Yes.
Does that feel like a social conflict to you guys? It
Yes.
definitely does to me.
I don't know what the different outcomes we're competing for are, though.
I know.
Okay. That's fair. I wouldn't know what he wants yet.
Lucusus is... Well, no, Lucusus, wrong game. Levet is currently probably tapping his foot and, like, drumming his fingers on the table.
Yes. Oh, you're definitely feeling antsy. The beignets do look good if you'd like to try one. So I think right now his first goal might be, you know what? I think he's actually trying to piss Gabriel off.
You want a great job.
Yeah. He does keep pronouncing your name incorrectly, doesn't he?
He does.
I think that's pretty funny.
Right. He's picked up on that he's doing it on purpose.
Have you?
Yes. He's a white court vampire. Any emotion that he can get out of people is what he's going to go for.
That's not necessarily true. But
He feeds off a certain kind. I think he's just pissing you off for other reasons.
He's pissing who off for other reasons? I did not expect you guys to come talk to like this guy right away. So I gotta scramble and get some things
You
done.
can thank Gus for that. He is the one that suggested we come here first.
No.
I-
Hey,
And
it
I
doesn't
also
bother me. It just means I'm slightly not ready. But that's okay.
But
I also
like a
don't know that.
Location.
Oh, go on.
I was just gonna. You pointed us at 3 locations right off the bat, and you weren't completely ready for one of them, so you had to know, of course, that's the one we're going to.
yeah.
No, I had actually expected you guys to pick those locations up significantly later, like towards the end of the session or next session. But several things you did kind of was like, hey, crap, if I'm going to honor the things that you're tagging and stuff like that, I got to give you the information ahead of time. So,
Like I said, good you have me at a disadvantage. I have no family that I know of or recollect here in the city,
all right. So,
and I think Gabriel made a noise when I said that.
all right.
Would this be a helpful time to take a quick break?
I was about to say,
We can
why
take a
don't we
10-minute.
take a quick 5 minutes, use the restroom, etc.
All right.
By which time I will be just fine.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back in about. You said 5 minutes, so we'll see you in 5 minutes.
I only need 5 minutes, yeah. They're in the pantry, son.
And we are back.
All the talk about beignets, I'm like, I think I'll grab some almonds. Since that's the snack I had.
I was gonna say almonds are not beignets.
No, but they are a lower carb type snack.
Yeah, which is what I should
They
have
are.
tried to find, but I didn't. I just grabbed one out of the boxes. We
All right. So, Michael John, free to go. So, why don't you give me well, he just came back. I just saw him. Why don't you give me a presence roll? All right, so you'll basically have what's called spin. So kind of when your side decides to, do whatever your role is to him, you guys can have a +1 on that.
Oh, I got 4 puffs.
All right.
That's why you got spin, because when you get 3 or more defending above what they got, you're going to get a +1.
Okay.
That's what spin is. It's like half an aspect.
You are just that unflapped by being called the wrong name.
Yeah.
It was slightly annoying.
No, you could. That's it. But you can tell he is trying to piss you off. He's probably doing it because you are a little bit rude.
Well, he's a vampire. He's literally an undead being.
No, white quarter not undead.
No. Shoot him in the face.
In a public place?
No, not a public place. That'd be...
Killing a white cord vampire does not break the laws of magic.
Oh, it doesn't?
No.
But they're not undead. They're
No.
still people, right?
They're not people.
They're vampires?
They're vampires.
So white court vampires are their own thing.
Yes.
But red court vampires are undead. Right?
No, only black court are undead.
Oh, okay.
Red court are these other kind of creatures.
They're monsters.
They're monsters. They're unholy.
Oh, okay.
And white court are incubus, succubus, that sort of thing.
Okay.
All right, so what are you guys doing about this? It's pretty clear he's, provoking him to try to get a rise out of
Well,
him.
I'm gonna figure out what is it he's up to. What is he after here?
So what, going for an assessment, guessing at an aspect?
Yeah, I'm just gonna see if I can figure out what. Like, I'm interested in what his goal here is, I guess.
Okay.
Right? Or why is he acting this way towards us?
All right, give me
I'd play an aspect, but my character doesn't realize that he did something to him. Or would I?
Mhm.
Would I realize that was an emotional thing like I do?
what's your lore?
Never mind. I mean,
Not
I can
worse than
roll it,
mine.
but I mean, it's mediocre.
So
What do you think, Rod? Empathy?
yeah, you're doing this as an assessment, right? This is not a block attack or anything.
Yeah, pretty much.
Sure. I don't think this technically is opposed, but go for it.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm afraid. Is that your final answer?
I mean, I am looking for the connections here, right?
Are you putting a point on the table and
Yeah, I'm figuring out how to do that. Hold on, there's windows on top of my windows. Do I just put it there?
Yep, just like that.
There it is. Okay.
And I assume you're just taking the +2 to get to a 5.
It's been a while. I'm trying to remember what my options are, but I think probably that. Yeah.
That or re-rolling the dice. Seeing as you had a roll of +1,
Right. +2 is probably better.
+2 is probably better.
Yeah.
So
I
I'm
think we
going to
figured
go
out
fill in one of his aspects on his sheet. And, whoops. I guess I should fill it in before I show it to you. You sense that he has an aspect of easily provoked.
Yeah, but what did we do to provoke him?
One of you was a little bit rude. The wizard, in fact.
Well, okay.
He didn't observe any of the forms or the niceties or play the game. He just went straight to, I'm going to shut you down.
Yeah.
Yeah, typical wizard.
Right?
Screw you.
Actually, not typical wizard. It's a little bit like Harry, which actually would make him an atypical wizard.
Anyone else doing anything?
Gus is sitting there and enjoying the coffee and going, "You do make some of the best coffee in New Orleans." And I'm using rapport to try to just create a maneuver of distracted.
Okay, go for it.
Nope.
No, definitely not. I think a maneuver you don't defend against, right? It's been such a long time. So Dan, Michael John, either of you guys have any sort of response for him? No one's attacked.
No.
And typically in a social conflict, I like to have kind of one side attack than the other, because otherwise, hey, 4-on-1 in a social conflict, it's just not sustainable.
Right.
Mhm.
But I do notice there's a little bit of the
I'm gonna give it
somewhat
a-
hostility there.
Say that again, Dan?
I said, do I notice a bit of the hostility there to Gabriel?
I mean, you tell me. Do you think you did? What's your character's rapport?
No, I mean, I have a fair rapport.
So I'll leave that to you to decide if you did. What do you think?
I think I'm getting hungry.
Going to ignore.
Okay. So is
hope-
your goal to ignore him to piss him off? Like, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to escalate the conflict? Are you trying to kind of dial it down? You can always just apologize to him.
I'm gonna escalate it
Oh, okay. I suggest an apology, and he's like, "Screw you."
because that's one of my troubles.
That's one of what?
That's my trouble.
So
Oops.
how hungry did he make me?
Okay.
How hungry did he make me?
I believe we said it was ravenously hungry is what I put on your character sheet for you.
All right, so then it's probably a bad idea. How close is he to the table?
What?
How close is he to the table?
He's standing right there next to all of you.
I'm gonna reach up and touch him.
Oh, you trying to make him feel some kind of way.
I am.
Yeah, you're gonna-
It's a matter of control issues and let's play. So I do want to maybe incite, a little bit of emotion.
Yeah, are you doing this? And this, you're actually doing stress. That's your goal here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm wanting to feed, and my meal on wheels is not here yet, so I guess I'll just have to deal with an appetizer.
Oh, you told her to come pick you up.
Well, I asked her to meet, I suppose. You said I'd have to get back to that in a little while.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, actually, so all right. So yeah, go ahead and I will roll discipline. You can roll your deceit. Oh, did you want to use that +1? That because he was definitely not ready.
Which one do you want me to use?
You can have a +1, assuming Michael John is going to let you take it.
Yeah.
All right. Equal.
And you had that +1 on there? Yep.
Let's play one.
Ooh. Yeah?
Yeah.
What are you plan? What aspect of yours are you using?
My control issues. I said my control issues and Let's Play are two of my aspects I was going to use for this.
All right.
I mean, it's one of those. He seems to be playing with one of my associates. I'm very hungry, not realizing that he's the reason for that, so I can't do the whole just a little payback. So I'll just use my control issues, and if we're going to play, we'll play.
All right. Well, I think he's going to take his free tag of "You're ravenously hungry" to have you kind of misstep just a little bit. So I think we're still looking at a push, but technically, oh no, you don't have lasting emotion, right?
Lasting.
Emotion
I have incite emotion, so.
Yep. Okay.
But wait a
There's
minute.
for point, it can be a little bit higher. So I think we're going to end up with a push.
Now I didn't add the plus.
Ravenously hungry.
All right, try that again. Sorry.
So because he put that ravenously hungry aspect on you, he gets to tag it once for free. So he's going to tag it to increase his defense against what you're doing to him. You're so hungry, you're not really thinking about that.
All right, and with my roll, this insight, do I need to add the 2 to that?
You did, yeah. So that got you to a 5.
No, I mean without using the fate. Do I need to add a 2 for the touch thing?
What's that?
Insight emotion. You're able to maneuver I do maneuvers at a +2 roll for intimidate.
Yep.
And I did not add that 2. I added the 1 you told me about. Because
you said that you were trying to feed. That's an attack, not a maneuver.
Okay, just making sure.
Yep. No. That's why I had asked. Usually, especially since you're kind of new, I'll usually ask kind of what you're trying to do.
I'm trying to take care of this hunger that he decided to put on me.
Yeah. So he's going to, since you've done, reached up to touch his hand, he'll pat you on the arm. Be like, I really think you'd enjoy one of these. Try these. You look like you are just famished. And he is now going to try to feed on you. So he's got that one. So why don't you roll your discipline for me?
Shit.
All right. So as I as a GM have fate points. He is a power-hungry white cord vampire. And if he can feed on you successfully, that helps him in so many ways. I think he's going to push up to an 8. You have a 3. That's a difference of 5. But he also has a lasting emotion, so he's going to give you 7 social stress.
Ugh.
Oof.
So now we have a couple of different things that we can do.
So
you can be taken out, which means he's basically getting you to do what he wants. Fortunately, in a social conflict, taken out does not mean that you're dead. You're just, in this case, you'll be eating like a pig. Everything you can. And he'll be getting off on it. Or we can look at consequences.
I'm listening.
Oh, okay. So let's take a look at what you have for.
What kind of consequences are we talking about?
Well, with 7 social stress, you only can fill your 4 bubble. So you have to reduce this by at least 4. We'd be talking a moderate social consequence. That's going to take a while to go away.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, he's going to take you out, and instead of participating in this conflict, you're just going to be eating, and he's going to be feeding off of you.
So there was I'm trying to remember how the rules for this work, because there's getting taken out, and
Yep.
there's also an option. I don't know if this applies here, maybe it doesn't, but there's also an option to take yourself out.
Correct. That's called conceding. And typically it's
that's
going to happen before the dice hit the table. When I'm like, all right, he does this. You go, no, wait. I'm going to concede. I take myself out, but I take myself out the way I want to go out.
Right.
And him getting his way completely, here's how we negotiate.
Got it.
So there's no like I gotta go, getting up and leaving at this point in time.
Right, like a concession would have been, and look, leaving in a social conflict is always a concession. But I probably would have been like, sure, but you probably take some of the beignets with you. Like, screw this, I'm out. Grab the beignets and walk away. Right? Would have been a concession. In this case, staying here and continuing to eat to your heart's content, or more likely eat to his heart's content, is getting taken out.
Yes, because I don't think I actually eat anything.
No, you do.
White Court can eat.
Do.
Oh, they can?
They have to.
Well, I mean,
Still flesh and blood. They're just not fully human.
okay, so yeah, I guess I did not realize that too much.
Yep.
And also, unlike Red Court, you don't have a feeding dependency.
No, they do.
Mm-hmm.
They do?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I have a feeding dependency.
He absolutely does. And a hunger stress track.
Which is probably just about full then?
Well,
He's hungry for
the
food, not
I put down
food.
earlier was a temporary one.
Oh, okay.
The ravenously hungry, because I was planning on, hey, while you're here, I may as well use it.
All right, well then I guess I'll start to eat and I guess take myself out of the rest of this situation.
Excellent.
So
So
what else
there
not?
digs in.
Even though I'm hungry in other means. So I'll take care of that food when
You
that
have
arrives.
that as well.
Yeah, I'll take care of that food when that arrives. So what do I need to do on my sheet here?
Nothing.
Okay. I'm just
You
step
didn't
back.
take any consequences, so you're not earning any fate points for getting taken out. You'll be fine.
All right.
All right. So LeVere is no longer participating. What about the rest of you? He just kind of smiles, and it looks to the rest of you. LeVere's not paying attention, but to the rest of you, it looks like his face, his countenance, actually brightens a little bit. You have a good lore. How is Gus's lore?
Gus's lore is just an average.
Okay.
So I don't think he knows enough about White Court.
No,
all
but,
our lore is concentrated in one character.
but
Yeah.
that one character can tell this White Court vampire is feeding on that White Court vampire. And it might be giving him some strength if you want to continue this conflict. He just wants an apology. What would you all like to do?
Well, I'm waiting to see what Gabriel does.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna ignore. I know what he wants.
Okay. So is this a block, a maneuver? A block is at trying to keep him from doing other stuff.
Yeah, I'll do a block.
Okay. So I think shutting down, there is a specific trapping for shutting down. And which one is that? Closing down. Report. Give me a report roll. And he would probably resist that with what? His presence.
Actually, rapport can do it too,
Yeah. Yeah. Good point.
because you're trying to keep them talking.
Oh, actually, I didn't need to roll because that was a block. Sorry. It means if anybody rolls less than average, they can use your average result instead. Sorry, I forgot. It's been so long since I've done this. All right, so he's doing that. What about the rest of you? And by the rest of you, I mean the two of you. Spectators just spectate.
I'm not even spectating. I'm eating.
I'm again trying to distract him, but this time I'm going to do it a little bit more. Or excuse me, I'm going to pull up something else. Ignatius, do you know an Allegra Landry, a reporter for the Neutral Ground? Because unfortunately, my comrades have not told me about the story between the two chefs.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I did not pass that information on, did I?
Which is okay.
The name is.
The other two would know it too. They were there when it was told.
Yeah, the story was just that they're feuding.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I'm afraid it is not a name that I easily recognize. Why do you ask?
Oh, one of my colleagues is on a case, and it seems that this reporter had your restaurant in her files.
Well, we are an excellent restaurant with an excellent rating. So it would seem to me this is no big surprise.
It's just interesting because in the same address book, she had the Boutique de Vampire.
I hope you are not equating my fine dining establishment that
No, of course not.
establishment, that pitchy grotesquerie.
I would never compare your two establishments.
This coffee is quite good.
Yeah, allow me to refill that for you. So you're trying to distract him.
Yeah.
All right, give me a deceit. I think that's cat and mouse, right?
Yeah.
And you're doing this more as a maneuver, you had said.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Probably nothing. Says it's mediocre.
Yep, that is definitely a nothing. But as I was saying, my friend, Mr. Keshley, I do believe you have misjudged me, and I would very much appreciate it if, well, simple, I'm sorry, my friend, would suffice. Really, it's not that hard to say you're sorry, is it? So, all right. So, I'm going to let you roll discipline since you're basically just kind of giving him this steely-eyed gaze. So, I have a little bit higher. So, why don't you take one social stress?
Okay.
He's making you angry.
Sure.
Now, at any point, you can always do the, you know what, screw this, I walk out. That's the concession that you were talking about a moment ago. All right, so he has inflicted stress on you guys this turn. What would you all like to be doing? You guys, you know, not the one who's chowing down.
Mm-hmm. Now, I will, as a player, remind the other two they were there for the conversation about the dueling restaurants.
They were. This was one of the guys.
Yep. So why did the reporter had the article about the dueling restaurant? You're dueling with someone, and there was a note there, something about what are they actually dueling over? What is? I didn't understand what that meant though.
What do you mean? What are they actually dueling over?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, you're saying that to him, or you're asking? Dave is asking.
I am saying that to him. Yes.
That was just a misunderstanding. I'm sure that this reporter friend of yours had. As I do recall, now I have probably seen this article, and maybe I have heard the name. I am definitely not sure who that is. Are you trying to do a maneuver or annoy him, Dave?
I am trying to get him to I'm fishing for him to reveal something that I don't know what it is I'm looking for.
Okay.
I'm just throwing chum in the water and seeing if he'll bite on anything.
Okay.
Opening up.
It's like probably a maneuver. What aspect are you trying to put down?
I am trying
Maybe his
to
arrogance?
use deceit.
What's that?
I'm trying to use deceit by like mentioning things that like that she had written a note about what are they actually fighting over was not an actual thing, if you recall. So I'm trying to like add some things that Allegra might not have said or written.
Yeah, give me a deceit roll.
Try and fish.
I'll say, did you want to put maybe an aspect on his thinking he's got the upper hand, or arrogance? You know, bad guys like to monologue when they think they have the upper hand.
I don't think this is letting him think he has the upper hand. In a way, it's kind of the opposite.
As I
Like
shove another pastry in my
making him
mouth.
think that someone knows something that
Okay,
they don't,
sure.
and hoping he'll like slip and let something out.
Give me a deceit roll.
I only have one fate point left, don't I? I don't think I want to use it on this.
No, I don't think you'd want to either. It would give you a very fragile aspect that is use it almost right away or it's going to go away.
Yeah.
All right. How about the two of you? Robert, Michael John?
I'm just going to follow up with that since he's talking about the dueling restaurateurs. Again, just to maneuver. Well, Ignatius, how is your brother?
Go ahead. Give me that roll.
Rapport?
Sure.
Yeah, average.
These dice are not liking us tonight.
No, they are not. Good thing social conflict. Now, social consequences can last a long time, however. So just be aware.
Yeah.
Especially in New York, you know,
Mm-hmm. What are you doing? Still trying to shut him down?
I'm just looking at him, not staring at him because that's bad, but looking at him.
You can stare at them. They're not black court where they're going to mesmerize you.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know. No eye contact. Eye contact is bad.
He just want to soul gaze.
So eye contact can be bad unless, and you don't have to worry. You can stare at him. He's going to kind of look at this part on you.
Yeah.
Nobody wants a soul gaze
At
with
that
you
point,
either.
then yes, I am going to do it. Eye contact.
Okay, so you're going to try to kind of trick him into a soul gaze.
I'm going to pressure him because he knows that I'm trying to soul gaze. And I'm assuming that he doesn't want to look at my soul. And I'm assuming that he doesn't want me to look at his soul.
Okay.
Because that really is like that's definitely a yikes kind of thing.
So that sounds like intimidation to me.
Yeah, they don't like us tonight.
So I'm afraid he's going to manage to kind of keep his eyes here, where it's definitely not going to trigger a soul gaze, but it's not obvious.
Okay.
So I really do understand why you seem to be so unhappy here. You came in, you've not even tried the food. Surely you might want to try one of these beignets. And he's going to try to, just as he points out, just slightly brush up against you.
No, I'm quite clearly trying my best to stay at least a foot or more away from him.
I'll let you roll athletics then.
What?
You can always put something on it.
No, it's fine. I'll just.
All right.
Can
No, I may
actually
have done this incorrectly. Their feeding thing is mental stress, isn't it?
Can I shield against that?
Yeah, but he did a social attack, not his feeding attack on him.
Yeah, that is a good point. I was trying to give you. I'm basically going to give you the same aspect I gave him. You are now feeling kind of ravenously hungry.
Can I shield against that?
Use one use of your
Yes.
shield tattoos just to magically put this shield between you guys.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess.
All right, I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna leave.
Oh, okay. Screw this. I'm done with this guy.
Yeah, I'm done with this guy.
Before he does anything.
Before he does anything else.
Well, that seems somewhat rude. Well,
You know his type.
I do know his type. They're very, very temperamental.
And I'm gonna get the white coat vampire. And I'm gonna
What's that?
I'm gonna get Dan and basically be like, yeah,
He's eating.
you can eat outside. You can
I'll
eat
grab what I have in my hand and walk out with him.
You know what? I'll give you $50. Buy whatever you can. Take it out. We're gonna go down the block, and you can eat there.
I don't think that has any bearing on what I do.
Oh yeah, I mean Ignatius has his wide-eyed grin as the two of you are storming out. He turns to the two of you and goes, "Well, I do not know what to make of that."
I don't either.
What type? Curiosity shop owners? What are you talking about?
Right.
Exactly. Exactly. Proprietors of those magic shops.
So, Detective, I appreciate you have you stood by your friend. That is admirable quality, and certainly you've offered me no disrespect here within my own establishment. However, I don't think this is a social call.
Well, originally it was supposed to be.
Was it?
Yeah, between the four of us.
Stopping by just to say hello. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I've never graced your doorstep before, but now I must come and try your food this evening.
Well, you know me, I enjoy your food. But I did want to talk to you about why this woman might have had, to all intents and purposes, have been stalking this establishment.
I may have a recollection of this article that was written, and it may have put Caesar in a brighter light than he should have been. But I do not ever recall having met the author.
The reason why we're curious is she was found dead earlier today. Since it's not my case, I can talk about it.
I can't recall ever having met the woman. I did read the article, of course.
Well, I mean, since I come here a lot, you may want to be warned that other police officers will probably come and ask about the same thing.
I appreciate the forewarning. I'll make sure to have some beignets ready for them. No, you boys in blue enjoy those.
Oh, yes, we do. Well, let me pay for this, and thank you very much.
You're welcome, Detective. I hope I will see you again, and that your friend's unpleasantness will not put you off dining here.
Oh, no.
Um,
And then once we're done, I'll go out with Jake.
Okay. Did either of the two of you have
I'm gonna
any
just take one for the road.
or anything like that for him? I wasn't sure. Did either of the two of you have any other assessments or anything like that you were trying? I wasn't sure if it was just pleasant chit chat at that point, or if you were telling him because you were trying to figure something out.
Actually, yes. I was trying. I forgot to even think about rolling. I was trying to see if he might know a little bit more, but he actually. The reason I didn't roll was because he told me that it put Caesar in more of a light, and so I was like, well, then Caesar would have reasons to want to get rid of her. But
No, he said it put Caesar in a better light.
Oh, it better light. Okay.
Remember, Caesar is his brother who's in charge of the house, is what you guys would all come up with, and he doesn't like his older brother.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be more of a motive for him to do something.
Gotcha. Okay.
So if you'd like, you're free to try to get a read.
That would be empathy.
Yep, that sounds about right.
And I'm not the most empathetic person in the world.
I'm sure you're better than
At
I
least
am.
not yet. So an average. So I don't get anything on him.
White court are difficult to deal with in these sorts of things.
Oh yeah, they're social monsters.
Mm-hmm. I'm good at it.
Mm-hmm. As I leave with Jack, when we're away from people, you do know that Gabriel is a wizard.
You know, if I hadn't seen him blow up a bunch of frogmen.
I thought you said lizard for a second. I'm like,
Oh, frogmen.
He's part of a group known as the White Council.
Who do they counsel?
Well, themselves. It's a council of wizards. And they have...
Okay.
Some of them have a particular distaste for what are known as the White Court vampires.
Okay, so now there's vampires too.
And werewolves. And fairies.
Where, by the way, while they're coming out having this conversation, where were the two of you? Were you just kind of standing right in front of the store, or?
No, I would have taken him down the street.
Oh, okay. You wanted to be nowhere near this.
Yeah, you could go across the street to Jackson Square.
Don't quite understand why I'm so damn hungry. These aren't really all that good, but jeez.
Well, he's doing the same thing that you're doing.
Whatever do you mean, my friend?
Don't worry about it. The fact that he's a white court and doesn't know that he's a white court is the most annoying thing.
Okay. So wizards have councils.
Not go across the street to Jackson Square, because his lore and
that's right.
He would instinctively probably avoid it, right? Because that place does have an aspect. Because even though it didn't end up on the PDF, I still gave it one based off of our conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I gave it a description. I haven't figured out, and I don't know if that description is the aspect or not.
Yeah,
but yeah, I would think that he'd tend to avoid that.
Yeah, I don't need to accent. Well, yeah, because I've got that ever-present third eye. I don't need to walk in there and have a stroke in the middle of the day. That's not my ideal.
Well, it's kind of late afternoon.
Well, you go across. I mean, you just climb up the levee, and there are benches up there. Y'all can sit up on the levee,
overlooking the water.
Overlooking the water. And the riverboats are probably getting ready for their dinner cruises, so they're already playing some Dixieland.
Yep. It's a nice place around here. Hot. Although, actually, the day before it's the last day of winter.
It's still New Orleans.
It's hot and humid and gross.
Probably.
Probably more humid there than it is here.
Oh, without a doubt.
I mean, we had a nickname for Biloxi when we were stationed down there, and we called Biloxi the armpit of America. So
No, that's New Jersey.
No, New
True.
Jersey is probably.
No, Biloxi is because it gets hot and wet.
That would make it the crotch because it's down at the bottom. Jersey's a little higher up. It's the armpit. Yeah, that's the point. All right. So now what?
So what you're telling me is wizards have councils and vampires have courts, but they're all white.
Well, no, there's also the red court vampires and the black court vampires.
Okay, so there's different colors of vampires and wizards.
Well, not really of wizards, but we can go through all of that in just a minute.
Okay.
And probably Gabriel can explain some of this far better than I can.
Yeah, it sounds like you're going to have a Here's What Can Kill You 101 class.
Yes. And then, of course, you already know about the frog people.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about them. I've seen them.
And do you know about the fairy courts?
I may have heard of them.
You know,
I-
like the summer court and the winter court?
Yeah. Sure.
Who had?
Yeah, there's a big party tomorrow night.
Yeah, that would make sense. There probably would be a gala in the.
Well, it's the day that Persephone comes back.
Yeah. That's a good point. There's a welcome gala there tomorrow. They'll
I
be
wasn't
all
invited.
people. What's that?
I wasn't invited.
No, probably not. The wizard would be.
Since I'm a relative, I would be.
You would be. Yeah, the two of you would both have invites
I have an invitation.
for the +1. And here's why, right? You're correct. You're related. You would get one. As a White Council wizard, he's expected to be there representing the White Council.
Yeah, which means that I have to be in my best behavior.
Correct.
Which sucks. Because I'm not a formal wizard.
Oh my gosh, I hadn't even thought of that when we picked the season. Man, sometimes I just stumble into good luck.
Well, if you want to go tomorrow night,
Yeah, you guys are each, this sort of thing, you're expected to bring a +1.
yeah. So if you're interested in going, you can come with me.
It was an expression. I didn't know you actually had an invitation.
Well, my aunt is coming back to town.
Why do your aunt?
Ant.
Like great aunt or something, probably, yeah.
Actually, technically,
Okay.
she would be a cousin, because my mother's father is Zeus, and Demeter is Persephone's mother by Zeus.
Yeah, but look, Zeus has so many kids,
I know.
Giant family tree. I mean, he
Yeah.
really goes around.
Yeah.
So the fairy are having a party for your aunt?
Yes.
Okay. Who is your aunt?
Persephone, the goddess of flowers.
Now there's a goddess.
Right.
Okay. All right.
I thought since you knew Gabriel, you knew some of this.
As someone who's looking for connections, going to this probably sounds like a fantastic idea.
Yeah, it does.
I hear a compel coming.
Yes.
Well, when we get to the party, sure.
Oh, okay. So I get a point at the party. Okay.
Or
I like how party just really kind of came out of nowhere.
that's what happens in the Dresden
And that's
Files
fine.
RPG.
I love
Yes.
that. Ooh, summer court party. That's interesting.
Yes, there's a summer court party. I
'Cause
did not
te-
write it,
Because
however.
technically, we didn't have the date picked till we started tonight.
Yeah.
What's that?
So we didn't have the date they picked until we started.
Yes, and that is one of the reasons why this game, in my mind, as a GM, is a lot of fun. Because players, by getting to add to the story, you never know what the hell is about to happen, right? I had hey, here's a murder investigation. It's probably going to go like this. And so far, you guys have had a social conflict, and kind of, you guys have lost a social conflict with a white court vampire right out of the gate. You're talking about the summer court gala tomorrow night. And you also have a whodunit of why the hell is this woman dead? Who killed her? And what the hell does it have to do with us? Why are our pictures there? And any of the magical information you could have gleaned from the crime scene, you couldn't because he wasn't there.
Yeah.
Totally
Now,
not.
technically,
He's
you've
my
added
character at
a
all.
new aspect to this murder mystery as well.
What's that?
Is the case connected to the gala?
So you'll recall, and I can here. Let me bring you back.
She digs deep for her stories. Who knows? Maybe she.
Does
I'm just saying it could be another connection.
the,
We'll have to go there to find out.
Well, no. Her apartment is right next to.
correct? Her apartment's like
That's true.
right here, that little red square. That that yellow pin is the botanical garden
Mhm.
where the gala is scheduled.
Yeah, I knew that her apartment looked over the ferry court. So.
It does, and that's an expensive. That's a money area.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that a freelance reporter is living there is also.
Yeah, what sort of role would you have for figuring that out?
Oh, that's going to be a contacts role.
Okay, why don't you give me a contacts roll?
Okay.
And while he's rolling, I just want to set the record straight on one thing. We did not lose a social encounter to a white court vampire. We forfeit.
Right. Sure, and look, that's probably a good call.
I want to try to get this up a little bit.
I would agree with that.
And I am a detective, so I'm going to use a fate point to get 2 points added on to that.
All right. So that's going to get you to a 3, which is a whatchamacallit, a good success. So yeah, calling around, asking around, kind of getting the tip off. Apparently, the word that you're getting is she publishes fewer than half of the stories she researches. However, the stories still give her a source of income.
Okay.
Are you picking up what I'm putting down?
Yes.
She doesn't have like a. Well, I was thinking ghost ghost name.
No, she's a blackmailer.
Okay, that kind of different method than I was thinking. I was thinking she was turning our stories into stories she can sell.
You also have a date, and you might be able to find out how to contact those 2 people.
Yeah, I was waiting for the moment that was
Oh yeah, she'll eventually show up. Like, she throws herself at you. You're still, probably there.
and sure, I'm still hungry.
You are ravenously hungry. Would you like to feed deeply right now?
Not right here in the middle of the street. I do have a little more, morals than that, I suppose.
There's a public bathroom right over there.
Don't kill her.
Whatever do you mean, friend?
I mean exactly what I.
And I do sound nervous when you make that comment.
Be careful. And he'll pat him on the back.
I'll pull out a.
Yes.
Okay. You're gonna trust a human female with the white cord vampire.
At this point, what does it matter if I don't? She's gonna be like, no, don't do it. He's like bad and stuff. And she's gonna be like, meh. It doesn't matter what I say. It's happening.
So
I'm telling him to be careful because he can control what he's doing. He can
He's
try to control what
ravenously
he's
hungry
doing.
right now. We'll see what happens.
Well, I was thinking of, following them at a discreet distance and giving them some time and then going, time to stop.
Gabriel is definitely like, don't kill her. Be careful. You know your limits. Be aware of them.
Does he? I
Probably
we
not.
might have to have a conversation later, my friend, because
Probably not.
you're saying
here.
a few things here that I might need to dig deeper on. I'll be back in a moment, or 30, or whatever.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm like tempted to compel that ravenously hungry for. We need to leave before the police come. I don't know. Is that going a little too far?
I will. Knowing that there's something important, I will ask her as we walk to wherever we're going about these two individuals, this Sherman and Quay Lin.
Yeah, they work at the paper. What do you care about them?
They may have some information on the case that my friend is working on, and I told him I would ask about it. That's all.
Ooh. Do you want to go to the office?
We can do it. We can have time together on your boss's desk. That should be so much fun.
And at that point, she'll grab your hand and head for her car. Two of them are going to be leaving.
Yeah. I gave him this warning. I'm not going to bail him out if the cops show up.
No, you absolutely did.
In fact, if the cops show up and question me, I'm probably going to be like, yeah. This is what happened.
I mean, why would you do anything else? We just met today.
White Court Vampire, I don't know him, and I just
With
told him.
control issues,
I just told him.
let's play Remorseful White Knight, and he's currently ravenously hungry. Dan, how in hell is LeVere not going to bone this girl to death?
I'm going to say the Remorseful White Knight would kick in because of what happened in the past. The same reason why I threw the paramedic off me in the back of the ambulance.
Okay.
Because I was extremely hungry at that point in time, too.
So you're not drinking really deep.
Not deep enough to kill her.
All right. So
now, her boss might find her the next morning, barely waking up on his desk, but...
here's what I'm going to do. I am going to give you this fate point because of those things I said. And in return, I think I'm going to check off the second box on your hunger stress track. That seems like a fair exchange.
Okay.
Because that doesn't clear out. That's going to be there for a while. And technically, the White Court Vampire feeding on you makes you even more hungry. That seems a little fair. That'll complicate your life later, but I'm going to give you the point for it now. Of course, you can always buy it off.
For now, I'll take it just to see where this goes.
It's an extra point. Can't hurt, right?
I've played enough games with you, Rod.
Remember also, this game, the fate economy is something that should keep moving.
Mm-hmm.
We should be getting points and spending points.
Points should turn over. I sometimes run into trouble of forgetting to, hey, here's terrible things I'm doing to complicate your lives and make it more difficult, which is why it's good for you guys to fish for them and stuff like that. All right.
And this whole situation...
The good news there is, if you'd like, you can roll some sort of skill while you're at the office to try to find their information.
What, she's not just going to hand it to me?
She's kind of passed out, Dan.
Oh, my bad. What skill do you want for that?
Make sure that she's not. That
You're
she's
not
only
there.
unconscious.
You didn't go with.
No. I'm just suggesting.
Oh no! Like if he shakes her, her eyes are fluttering.
Oh, okay. She's not dead.
She just passed out on
investigation-
her boss's desk in the position I left her in.
Yeah. I'm getting fired. Investigation, probably more than anything else.
Well, that's all right. I'll give it a shot. I am not
Unless
the
you have
investigator of the
an
group.
idea for how to use another skill.
Or
And
burglary. Burglary.
That's also mediocre.
Yeah, I'm.
So he's good with, let's see, his average conviction, discipline, might, weapons. Those aren't anything. Fair, deceit, rapport, resources. Good is presence. Great athletics. And superb is fists. He's good with his fists.
Yeah, I'm not the investigator of the group, but I guess I'll do investigation.
Okay.
Brainerd's list. Which one?
And I have nothing that I can throw on this aspect wise.
So,
All right.
So let's see.
You just got a point.
Yeah, I'm going to use it.
All right. What aspect are you tagging here?
Shoot, I don't aspect that I have.
Yours or one that the city has?
I'm trying to remember all the city aspects.
So
I just know that I want
know
to
what?
help
Here,
Angus
let
with
me
this case.
Hidden Masters.
I have added the 3 city aspects to the top of the map that you're looking at.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, I don't know if either one of those would work for this.
Let the good times roll.
Well, that would have worked for keeping her alive, but
And you did.
yeah, but I don't think it'd work for investigating this office, though, would it?
Well, your other thing, since you're doing this to him after he kicked you out, you could say
Payback.
getting this and doing this in his office is just a
Still
little
payback. Yeah, that works.
So
just a little payback to, I guess, add 2 points to make that a good?
Yep. So with a good, you can find it. You can even, if you want, go ahead and trash his office a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Well, I figure we did that already.
Yeah, absolutely. You did.
Also, with the good, can I find anything that she might have worked on recently that he might not have told me about?
No, that'd probably be scholarship for computers.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know how those boxes work anyway. All right. So, contact information for these 2 gentlemen, or these 2 individuals.
Male and female.
Yeah, that's why I changed it, because I figured Quay Lin was a female.
Yep. So Sherman Malone and Quaylin Rousseau.
All right.
Actor actresses. This point is probably about, for you, about 7:30 ish. I'm assuming that when he left, the druid went and found the other 2, so that the 3 of you have been kind of talking.
yeah.
Well, since I have such a bad empathy, I'm not even going to bother. I'm just going to leave her right where she's passed out at.
Yeah. So
That's awesome.
once
I'm
he-
taking notes on that.
Once we get up to our what's their faces are, the rest of the the rest of the people, rest of the party.
I'm sorry.
When Gabriel finds the rest of the party, he's gonna be like, yeah. So how did you guys meet the White Court vampire? And why doesn't he know that he's a White Court vampire?
I met him when he helped me out of a sticky situation with the Red Court.
He seemed to know he was a White Court vampire.
No, he didn't.
No, he doesn't.
He has no idea, which is very, very bad.
Oh, yeah.
Because
that's
he's
super dangerous.
He's much more dangerous than if he knew what he was.
Mhm.
He just knows this feels good and I like it.
Unfortunately, I was trying to introduce him to Ignatius, but that didn't work.
Wait, who are you trying to introduce to Ignatius?
LeVay. Not is it LeVay?
Lever.
Lever.
Why are you trying to introduce Lever to a white court vampire who doesn't know that he's a vampire?
Because I was hoping Ignatius might be able to get him in touch with the right people.
The white court vampire knows he's a white court. Our friend, in quotations, does not know that he is a white court vampire, which is very bad. Also, he's hanging out with someone right now. I told him to be careful. He seemed pretty disturbed. So that just really kind of, testified that he has no idea what he is, which is very bad. We should figure that out. He should
Do you go back to the cafe?
No, I don't know where he went. I just told him not to kill her. He seemed worried.
Did he come find you?
Remember, Dave, they left together.
No, you guys, he's...
No.
He knows.
I think we're
You guys
talking
are
about
picking up on the
Ignatius.
fact. He thinks we're talking about Ignatius, not me.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about.
Because we had covered that he was a white court vampire.
So he
I
is...
have no idea about Lever. Yeah.
Yes, Lever is a white court vampire.
Wait,
So,
what?
Dave, I'm going to skip over this. I'm going to say that I don't think Jack understands it all, and he's trying to keep it all together and just has no clue what's going on. And I'm going to give you a point for a compel there.
Okay. I have no idea.
A little bit clueless.
Okay.
I caught what he was doing, but it didn't seem like anybody else at the table was.
Yeah.
So you guys spend a while circling the drain on that subject, making zero progress in your investigation.
And Gus's phone rings about a half an hour or so later.
Hello? Ah,
You're on the other side of town. Remember, they're in the quarter. You're over in.
Oh yeah,
Saturday.
I'm still calling.
Lever. Is everything all right?
Yes, my friend. Why wouldn't it be?
She's okay. I heard you went off with somebody.
Well, once again, my friend, what would ever be wrong? She is sleeping very soundly on her boss's desk as we speak.
Yeah, very, very silently.
But sleeping. He didn't say laying silently.
Yes, she is sleeping very peacefully on her boss's desk at the moment. I'm sure that'll be an issue to be dealt with later, but not by me.
Do you want to leave her in that position?
Why would I not?
It could be very bad for her.
She's the one that took me back to her office, not me.
Yes, but it would be bad for her if she were found that way.
So you're saying maybe I should put her in a different position?
Maybe take her to her car? Or put her at her desk? Maybe
All right,
get her clothes back on?
I will, since I thoroughly trust your judgment, my friend, I'll do those things. But before I do, I'm going to pass on to you the numbers to the other individuals that will work in this case with... I'm sorry, I'm a little flustered at the moment. With Allegra.
Yes.
And
And he pulls out a piece of paper or his notebook and a pen and starts writing them down.
yes, the first individual's name was Sherman Malone, and his number is da-da-da-da-da.
Yep.
His contact
555,
information.
555.
I got all this all out of I think they called it an HR report. The other one is Quaylin Rousseau, and here's her information, address, phone number.
555-1212.
And where would you like me to meet you at once I put Michelle?
Lady
was her
back.
name. Yeah, her name was Michelle. I do remember that part. So you're saying it's not a good idea to let her lie where she passed out?
No.
My, okay. Well, we'll have to take care and remedy that. Do you think it's a good idea to put her in her? I think it'd be a good idea on the desk. I don't think in her car would be a good place for her to be
That would be
at this
fine.
time of night in this neighborhood. So yeah, I will take care of that, and I guess I'll meet you gentlemen somewhere.
Yes. Jack, Gabriel, do you have a place you would like to meet?
Uh,
I'm currently putting my clothes on because I
are you
did.
what? Are you going somewhere too?
Well, Gabriel is going to meet us somewhere. Do you want to just stay up
Oh.
here on the levee and wait here, or
Gabriel's not there with you, there, guys.
no? Gabriel is here.
Well,
Oh.
he doesn't care. Phones.
I guess we could go. We could go look at one of the other places.
Pager? Like, is that too technological?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Maybe 1039 Royal Street. I feel like I've had enough vampires.
That's funny, Dave. That's very funny.
Yeah, let's.
Technically, that's the only one nobody's pointed out as being one. So
Yeah.
Yeah, the other one is called Boutique de Vampire. So
yeah. So I'll meet you at what's it, 1039.
Oh, can I roll lower, or would I?
You understand that is the home of Jacques Saint Germain.
He was a vampire.
He is known as a vampire.
You know what? Maybe we just go back to our shop. My
Your
That's
shop.
probably a good place to meet up.
So you want me to meet you at Gabriel's shop?
Yes.
He'll tell Jack on the way.
All right, my friend. I will be there as soon as I straighten up Michelle.
Okay. And the three of you are within walking distance.
Yeah.
And I will pick her up and put her clothes back on and set her at her desk. Gently
Right.
lay her head down on the. Huh?
Are you borrowing her car?
No, that's stealing. I am not that kind of person. I'm not going to steal her car. Her car?
I don't
Probably
know.
a better question.
You know how to drive, right?
Well, I'm probably not. I live in New Orleans. I
Hold
have
on,
the
you're a
trolley.
white court grifter. Here, I'm going to give you this point. As a white court grifter, of course you're borrowing her car. Right?
Why not?
There you go.
I'm sure she's not going to need it this evening.
No, not at all.
I mean, she will be out until the morn, so I'll
Well,
bring the
maybe
car
not
back.
happy. Don't worry. She probably won't report it stolen when she wakes up.
Should I leave her a note? No, I won't do that.
No.
She knows I have it. I'm sure.
Yeah, you're a white court grifter. She threw the keys on the desk next to you at one point.
Yeah, that was her way of saying, "Here, use my car."
Must have.
She practically handed me the keys, even though she probably didn't realize it when she threw everything else off. But so yeah, I'll lay her head down gently on the desk as I walk out and lock the door behind me, and I will not clean up the mess in the
I didn't
boss's
think you
office. Well, nobody told me to. Why would I?
Right. This is on the list of not my problem.
I guess so. Maybe that's
All right,
maybe that's
so,
another aspect I should pick up along the way.
Taking notes on all the terrible things you're doing, Dan. That's 2 points I've given you. Don't worry, trouble's coming.
And I will use those points when I need it. So
all
yeah,
right, so you're all
what kind of car is she driving that I have just taken off in?
Nothing fancy at all.
Camry.
Sure.
I'm just putting down took Michelle's car. Sure, she won't miss it.
Right.
Sure, she won't.
right.
Why would you miss it?
All right. I don't know how long it takes for me to get from her house to Gabriel's shop.
Not too long, right? This time of evening.
Yeah.
That should not be too terrible.
So yeah, I'll pull up and park right in front of the place.
Yeah, of course. All right. Oop, hold on. Let me look this one thing up. Oh, okay. It's a Wednesday night. Oh.
You talking about what day this?
Sorry, no, it's a Tuesday.
Yeah, it's Tuesday. I went ahead and looked it up.
Well, I forgot. All I had to do was format the date I put into my spreadsheet as the long date, and it automatically puts the day of the week in front of it. So I'm looking it up, and I'm like, oh, wait, I'm dumb. Let me do things in Excel since, that's another aspect I have.
What is the aspect? Is it just Excel?
Yeah, why not?
Probably.
Excel with Excel.
No, I excel.
Yeah. Yes. True.
All right, so you're back at where is it? At Starling Magical.
Yep, great place.
I'm assuming that at this point you're closed, so it's just the three of you sitting in the store.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, I'm not sitting. I'm looking around through all the stuff.
Oh, there's all sorts of things. I assume. Is it safe to assume you've given him the basic lowdown on various supernatural nations?
Yes.
Okay.
White Court, White Council, White Court, Red Court, Black Court. That other one that no one really knows about.
There's nothing to tell him there. You might not even want to mention it. I don't even on a 5. You
on a
heard
5, there's the Jade one, but who knows?
We don't know much.
What Jade one?
I don't know anything.
You got your ghouls, you got your demons, you got your fallen. They're different from demons.
They're different because they were good, and they're probably worse than demons because if you're good and you become evil, then it's all around bad. Then you have outsiders.
And you have about 7 different.
Oh, no! Don't mention those. Don't mention those. You break a law when you mention those.
No, I break a law when I'm like, oh, whatever. Please
Feel
give me
better not to
something.
mention them. He's right. You probably wouldn't.
Yeah, that's probably true. And then there's stuff out there.
Out where?
Like
Don't worry.
werewolves.
None of them are in here, right?
7 different types of fairies, right?
Ton of them, lots of them. Oh my gosh, there's a bunch of them.
Yeah.
There's the summer court, the winter court. Those are really big.
The summer, the winter, the wild fae, the Tilwith Teg, the Svart elves.
Oh,
Did you mention the Knights of the Word or whatever it is?
The goblins. I guess the goblins who follow the Horn King, the Earl King.
well, aren't they part
wild.
of summer?
No.
Did you
No, they're wild.
did you tell him that Santa Claus was real?
Santa
Claus
Claus is real. He doesn't actually give toys to children, though.
Yeah, he does.
Sometimes, but not
Every Christmas.
not the entire world.
No,
That's just
he
ridiculous.
does just enough so that people keep believing in him,
Right.
because that gives him power.
Yep. And then there's what's his face on the summer court, who we don't talk about.
What?
Yeah, who?
Who do we not talk
You
about?
have what's his face on the winter court is Santa Claus, right?
Yeah.
You have like the actual matrons of the courts, right? And then you have just that other person who's there. Or not like what is he's Santa Claus is
She's
on-
one of her kings.
right, but who's the king on the summer court?
Well, there is no king for the winter court or the summer court.
Well, her consorts.
I mean,
There's Winter's consorts.
Where's like what is Santa Claus equal on the summer court?
We've never heard yet.
He's trying to see if it was the dragon itself.
I mean, probably for your guys, for what you've designed, probably Persephone.
Oh, okay. Yeah, when there's Persephone, who's
Yeah.
his aunt.
Is the door locked?
What's that?
You said the place is closed. Is the door locked?
Yes.
Okay, so he'll eventually show up.
Yeah, when you're like half naked looking in the window.
But Dave,
No, I
you
put my
have
clothes on
enough
before I left the
information
place.
to justify your lore being mediocre.
No, my shirt might be open.
But maybe you know the right questions to ask.
You
man.
can ask questions now.
Okay. I'll figure out if you're pulling my leg about the Santa Claus thing later. In the meantime, where do you keep the steaks?
In the drop freezer outside. I don't keep steaks on hand.
Keep the steaks in the freezer?
Funny. Wordplay. I don't keep steaks on me. Not
You don't
for
keep garlic?
It's better to just
Holy water?
avoid them.
I would much rather.
Well, I'd like to do that, but apparently everywhere we have to go is full of them.
Yeah, you guys populated this city full of vampires. It's hysterical.
See, the only vampires you need to kill with stakes are black court. The rest of them you can just blast.
And you don't have any black court here.
That we know of. You could totally drop in at some point. Oh, look who's there, and we're all gonna be like, oh.
Yeah, they're badass.
Yeah, there's no black court vampire in the city.
No, I'm sure it's safe.
So we don't need stakes. We just blast them.
Just blast them.
Okay. Where do you keep the guns?
Wonders on the body.
Oh, but red court vampires, cross will still work.
Oh yeah, they don't like that. But the stakes, you can just shoot them.
White court vampires, they don't.
So, why are we talking about vampires? Like there's something.
Like there's something. You're really one to talk, huh? Like there's something.
Apparently, the city is full of them.
Yeah, okay.
Well, didn't you read Anne Rice?
Well, yeah, I've looked at Anne Rice's book, but that's just a story.
Just a story.
She got it from somewhere.
So, wait a minute. The vampires that you're referring to, are they the ones that sparkle like that stupid movie that came out not too long ago?
No, they're the ones that feed on emotions and do terrible things to people.
Actually, if you think about it, Ignatius did kind of glow a little bit after feeding on him.
But kind of, yes.
So, why are we talking about
the sparkly vampire?
I'm the sparkly vampire. Joy. And I'm probably doing that right now.
Apparently, there's one on Royal Street that also sparkles, but the ones in the Boutique de Vampire do not sparkle.
No.
What? Huh?
Things happened today, so we wanted to make sure Jack understood a little bit more.
Okay. This still got me confused. Why are we talking about vampires then?
Well, I had hoped that you could talk to Ignatius, but things went rather south there.
Yeah, Ignatius is an interesting individual. Just for some odd reason, I started feeling a tad bit peckish. Hence why I'm sorry, folks, I had to disappear for a little while this evening. His food just wasn't cutting it.
Well, why did you have to leave?
I think the term that the young ones use these days is I was a tad bit horny.
Does that happen to you a lot? And how do you feel afterwards? Do you feel kind of sated, full?
I kind of feel this might be a bit of a personal question, good sir. I mean, Gus, we know each other, but how I feel after sex is kind of a personal. How do you feel after sex, good sir?
Well, no. The reason I'm asking is, did you see how Ignatius kind of looked after?
I'm sorry, I did not notice.
Okay.
I was.
Ignatius is a vampire.
But I didn't see any fangs. I don't know. Did he cast
Feeds on your desire for food.
Okay, how does that? How exactly did that work?
Well, you suddenly felt really hungry.
Yeah, I figured it was just the smell of the food.
Well, partly, but it's also him.
No, he did not stir any kind of hunger in me that I know of. He's not really all that appetizing on the eyes, if you know what I mean.
Well, it's a preference. But, it's more that he inspired you to want to eat. And then
wait.
left.
I think I have kind of an idea what you're referring to. Are you trying to say that he and I are somewhat alike?
And the penny drops.
I only say that because I know that sometimes I incite things in other people.
There are
Granted,
vampires
it's not that
also
kind of hunger. It's a different kind of hunger. But, once again, it's kind of personal.
because there are vampires that feed on sex.
Yeah. Yep, that's how they
Okay,
work.
so they feed on. Is that why Gabriel was telling me not to kill the poor lass?
Yes.
But yes, that would be an apt. Yes.
Yeah, so you're telling me that I could kill someone through that?
Yes.
Yes, you can kill someone through sex.
Yes, and with that, he says nothing else.
Hey, you found out how to shut up LeVere.
And he will walk off.
You can start getting smart by talking to murderers you got.
And seem like something's weighing heavy on him.
You are a remorseful white knight.
Mm-hmm. And
All right.
I've just been informed of that, yeah, I pretty much killed that girl with my not knowing.
With your mojo
Mm-hmm.
and ignorance.
Yep.
So now what?
So that was an awkward therapy session. So about 10 seconds into that beginning, I resumed rummaging around for garlic wreaths.
You would probably sell those sorts of things. If people wanted to buy anything related to the supernatural, why would you not sell it?
That's true. And then, I have eyes of, lizards and stuff and weird stuff.
So you've got yourself a garlic wreath, Jake?
So Jack now we're carrying some garlic around, has a wooden stake.
It's a fake one.
It's really no, it's not. All you have to do.
How do you have a fake wooden
buy
stake?
10 stakes in bulk,
Yeah.
and then you mark them up.
Mark them up way up.
Yeah.
I'll just walk over and grab a garlic clove off the necklace and start chewing on it.
Ew.
I'm sorry. I
like it
guess
as
I'm
much as
still a
you
little hungry, and it would look like the only kind of food I could see.
It's not an apple.
It's garlic. Garlic's good for you.
All right. So what are you guys doing at this point?
Well, probably I'm going up to my actual apartment and checking in on Mom, seeing how she's doing.
Oh, she's fine.
Sleeping.
Like I
No.
said, I gave the numbers to information to Gus on the phone. Did you do any calling while I was away?
Not yet.
And you guys want to check out these other places, and you say they vampire homes too?
Well, I know one is.
No, I think you all know. I mean, his lore. He told you guys that.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so you know both are.
And they both like me, as you was putting it.
No, one of them doesn't sparkle.
One of them does drink blood.
At least two of them drink blood.
So what is the plan? Are you guys calling it a night and investigating tomorrow? Or is there
Well-
anything else to do this evening?
I think we need to make appointments to talk to the two reporters.
Okay.
And if I remember correctly, the Boutique de Vampire does not open until sunset.
It is open in the evening, yes.
And
Is it open only in the evening?
No.
No, they've got to throw their orchid during the day, I'm sure.
No. Infected. Not infected. Junkie.
Yeah.
Saliva junkie.
Probably better to go talk to vampires during the day, right?
Wasn't it not daylight when we talked to the last one you said was a vampire?
no, it was daylight. It was
And
And
the
of
afternoon.
course,
Wait,
I
how
was
does that
with
work?
you, and you said I am.
Not all vampires are susceptible to sunlight.
But some are.
Yes. I think Gabriel would be able to tell you more about their particular vulnerabilities.
Okay. How do we know which ones don't like the sun?
I'd say to be the ones that burn in the sun.
They're wearing all black. They don't like the sun. It's very, very obvious. Do they have a black parasol? They don't like the sun.
Are they vampires or are they just goths?
Yes. Assume both and stay away from them. I don't like them. And stay away from them.
Assume both and stay away from them.
Well, that's why I got the steak and the garlic.
That sounds like a Facebook Heard in Dresden Files there, Rod.
It could be. Go ahead. I'll let you go ahead and put that one up.
I'm good.
Goths are red for it. Assume
No.
both.
Are they goths or vampires? Assume both. I don't like either, and I stay away from them.
I don't like either.
So what's the plan?
So I guess you're saying you want to go to this boutique tonight, but maybe
No, not really.
maybe a good idea to call these two folks up and talk to them before the authorities do.
Yes.
So maybe we can have them meet us someplace, not the Cafe de Mont, and talk with them.
But again, I'm going to let y'all go because I need to avoid, I need to not look like I am looking into this.
Yes, because that went so well last time.
I don't know.
I mean, I understand not wanting to go to the paper itself, but this is just going to a public affair.
Oh, that is true.
I would think actually going there could be bad for you.
No, I'm thinking it's bad for me.
I think so.
I think
Yeah.
going there is bad in general.
Were we talking about meeting the two guys?
It
Or the two reporters? Or were we talking about going to the boutique? I mean, which one are we talking about that's bad?
I don't know. I'll let you guys decide. So, it sounds like you're going to the Boutique de Vampire.
Well, I thought that's what we need to discuss. We're going to make this phone call and talk to these two reporters first before we go to the boutique. Maybe see if there's more information from them before we go face, vampires.
I think we need to talk to the two people that worked with Miss Landry.
Okay, well, suppose we call them up then.
All right. So, you're unfortunately, you guys. It seems that your batteries have died while you've been in here talking.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Can we use your phone?
I'm not even gonna. I'm just gonna shrug. You guys knew what you were doing.
I guess we can use that phone right there on the wall.
Yes, you can if you like.
Yeah.
Do any of you gentlemen know how to use this wheel thing?
You grew up in the swamp in the middle of nowhere. There's
With
a
no
change.
phone.
Oh,
No contact with the outside world. Mama didn't want no contact with anything else.
Jack, would you?
all right. So which one of you is calling? You said Sherman first. Who's dialing?
I don't know. Jack's not that old. Is it 2007? I mean, yeah, Jack's probably a millennial. I don't know if he's seen a rotary phone.
Okay, then
Mine have seen a touch tone, but probably not a rotary.
Gus will dial, but hand the phone over to whoever's going to talk. Yes.
I could do the talking.
To Gabriel.
I'd say so. You hear a hello.
Not Gabriel.
You're holding the phone out, and you hear hello.
Called the Yes, is this Mr. Malone there?
Yes, this is Sherman Malone.
Yeah, Mr. Malone.
May I ask who's calling?
Yes, my name is LeVere, and I'm calling in regards to a request that Miss it's on the second page. Miss Landry had you do for her not too long ago for this
Oh
report.
yeah, I heard about her at work today. It's really sad.
Can you by any chance meet up or tell me what it was you had to investigate for her?
I'm sorry. What did you say your name was?
LeVere. We can meet in person if you'd like.
Well, did you come by the paper today?
I don't believe I met anybody at any paper today.
Oh, okay. Why don't you give me that deceit roll there?
Oh, Jesus.
Wow. I rolled badly. You rolled even worse. You roll a -3. Oh my.
I'm telling you, these dice are not liking any of us tonight.
They're liking him.
I rolled a 0. I'm fine.
No,
I rolled a -2. So are you gonna leave it let it lie like that?
-3 is one of the few times you spend a fate point to re-roll.
And that's what I'm going to do.
All right. You are a white court grifter. You're good at lying.
I should be.
Yeah, so go ahead and re-roll that.
Oh, really? Jesus Christ.
Hold on. That was the equivalent of getting a +2, so it worked out. Ish. You did technically beat his 0. So he goes, "Oh, okay. Apparently there were a couple of folks who came asking around the paper, and we were told not to talk to Baptiste. I just wanted to make sure that you were not friends with him."
Understood. Any place you might like to meet up there, Mr. Malone?
Well, I'm kind of in for the night. What was it you wanted to know?
Just information on what she had you investigate for her.
Oh, she just asked us to go out to the Bayou Sauvage National Wildlife Refuge. I'm trying to remember. It's a little bit fuzzy. How quite? Yeah, a couple of park rangers ran us off. They said no reporters. That's weird. I kind of forgot about that.
Why would they not want reporters out at the wildlife refuge?
Which wildlife refuge?
Which one did you just say?
Bayou Sauvage. It's
Bayou
the one,
Sauvage.
the big one in the city limits. That's a source of conflict between summer wild and Cajun shifters.
You said it was the Bayou Sauvage wildlife refuge.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Sorry, I'm a little tired. I must not be thinking real well tonight.
Now, was Mademoiselle Rousseau, was she with you on that day?
Yeah, she was. We went together.
Okay, and that's all you can recall from the
Yeah,
trip?
I don't remember what it was about, but it couldn't have been that important.
C'est bon. Merci beaucoup.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Good night, my friend.
He'll hang up.
Don't know if it'd be a good idea to call Miss Rousseau, because I think I might get the same response I just got from this gentleman. He seemed a tad bit confused about his trip out to the bayou. They were investigating the wildlife reserve Bayou Sauvage. Met with some park rangers, and it seems to be that about the only thing he remembered from it.
Well, the Bayou Sauvage is a place where many strange things happen.
Oh, yes.
I can't recall.
And we don't even like going out there.
Was I out that way? Did we determine that's where I was staying hidden, or was being hidden
That's
out at?
where you grew up. And if you'll look, that place, I actually gave it an extra aspect, just one I found online that I liked. So, contested grounds and magic swims these waters.
Uh-oh.
And isn't the Rougarou there?
Yep, that's why you'll see I have both. I have the two faces, the Rougarou and Louis Laperouse.
All right, so they seem a bit clouded on their trip out to the bayou. I don't know why they not. I mean, during the conversation, he even forgot that he mentioned the name of the bayou. He seemed confused, as if he was trying to recall something he wasn't supposed to recall. I don't know how that be.
Why don't you give me a lore roll? Sorry, I didn't mean to
I
start.
thought you were throwing
He thought
it
I was
at
throwing
me.
the
I'm
pen
like,
at
what
him.
are
It
you
was
throwing
like,
at me?
you give me a roll. Okay.
I don't know.
No, that's fine.
I'm the White Council Druid.
You are,
Also.
but at 2, you'll get something.
Yeah.
We're settling on the 2, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how much to give you with the 2.
Do you want me to call Miss Rousseau and find out if she remember anything different?
Sure. Actually, so what would spending a fate point do?
That'd get you a 4, which would get you more information.
No, I'll stop.
Really? Because don't you have a few points there?
I have 2, but at some point
That's
I
pretty good.
buy stuff off. So I don't get
No, you don't ever want to buy stuff off.
Yeah, you're probably right. Well, maybe sometimes. Depends on what you do to me.
Here's why you don't want to buy it off, because it's more interesting when you don't.
Right, but sometimes I want to be playable.
And
I'm not going to make you a non-playable character. I'm not that bad. You started to say something, Robert?
I was going to say, and sometimes it's useful because you can still tag it.
Tell you what, why don't you dial the other number and I'll ask Miss Rousseau just in case she might know something more.
I think that's a good idea. And also, you might ask her if she's done other work for Miss Landry.
That's a good idea. I ask that too.
Okay, so I dial the number for him and hand him the phone.
Okay. So she answers.
Bonjour, is this Mademoiselle Rousseau?
Yeah, oui, monsieur.
C'est bon. Miss Rousseau, my name is Lavere. I was calling to find out about your travels with Sherman to the Bayou Sauvage Wildlife Refuge.
Oh, that was last week. I forgot about that.
Is there anything else you can tell me that you might recall from that?
Well, we had gone out there. But the park rangers, they told us we couldn't stay.
Did
So
they
we
by
had-
chance tell you why you had to leave?
No, I don't remember that they do.
Is there anything you can tell me about these rangers? Maybe what they look like?
Yeah, they look like park rangers.
Well, I mean, Mademoiselle, tall, short, thick, wide, skinny.
I don't know, like regular park rangers. You know, like
So-
the.
So
Like,
just,
they were park rangers.
they just kind of have one of those faces that you forget once you see it.
Well, I guess that'd be it.
Did anything else you can tell me? Any other things you might have done for Miss I hate that I keep forgetting the damn name and it's sitting right here on the other page.
Oh, here.
Landry.
Okay,
Mademoiselle
'cause it's at
Landry.
the top of the page.
Yeah, I know. I'm not even looking up there. I'm looking at my own notes. So, is any other jobs that Mademoiselle Landry may have had you and Mr. Sherman do for her?
No, this was the first one.
Do you recall anything strange?
Yeah, she sent us out there to see who was missing.
Who were missing?
Yeah, that sounds right.
What do you mean who were missing? Do you know who was missing?
I don't know that anybody was missing, but the park ranger said that no reporters could go into the park, so we had to go.
Do you notice anything strange afterwards? You know, when you got back. Did Miss Landry, Mademoiselle Landry, ever seem different after that? With you, I mean, how did she seem when you told her you couldn't go in there?
Well, now you ask that, I don't think she'd be happy about it.
So you don't recall her any kind of response after you told her you couldn't go?
Yeah, she wasn't happy about it.
Okay, c'est bon. Merci beaucoup. Have a good night, madam.
All right, so your lore, your fair roll, and the conversations he's had, and knowing what's out there So they probably had some sort of encounter with the wild fae.
Yeah,
That just seems to kind of suggest itself to you. Some fae can mess with your head.
Well, it's good that it was that. I was thinking something else.
So yeah, Mr. So not much more help than he was. So now that balled in your court, we gonna go check these other two places, or do we need to go back to Bayou Sauvage? I'm sorry, to Bayou Sauvage, not back to.
I think we need to deal with stuff in town first. I'm not sure if the Bayou Sauvage is what got her killed.
Okay, my friend, I take you your advice. We go check out these other two places.
So where do you think we're going to head now?
I think the idea was to go to the Red Court Boutique.
All right. So the Vampire de Boutique.
I think that was where we were discussing going to prior to making the phone calls, wasn't it?
That is also in walking distance from where you are.
It's the French Quarter. Everything in walking distance.
Yeah, basically.
Yep. Which is convenient when you have a wizard.
It's also convenient when you have no car. But hey, we have a car if you want to drive somewhere.
Oh. All right, so we are standing outside the Boutique du Vampire, and I think that's probably where we'll pick up next week.
Okay.
Sounds like a good idea.
So
Sounds good.
I have my steak and my garlic, and I'm ready.
What's really funny is I know Davis read the books, and he knows that he is woefully underprepared for Red Court vampires holding those things. But he says it so cheerfully. He's like, I got them, guys. I got these.
And you're going to hate me because I'm going to knock myself out of this scene.
I'll be honest. I'm tempted if you're like, no, I can't go. You're like, no. There's too much Red Court tape here. This is one where you should be there.
Yeah, you could compel me to get into this one. So.
Yeah. This is a place you don't want to go.
Right.
And I don't know exactly how that works out for my character, not really knowing what the Red Court is. I just know that I helped you out with something.
Yeah.
With that gang that I was involved to get my ass beat by, but not really realizing that there's a correlation.
Exactly.
I suspect that tomorrow the druid will have the talk with you the way he had the talk with the other guy.
I don't know.
We'll see.
He kind of have a thing against the White Court, so there ain't no telling if he gonna talk to me or not.
Yeah, White Council don't seem to get. It's funny because we don't have the whole war with the vampires going on. We said let's skip that. We don't want to bother. But it is kind of funny that the White Council is like, I don't like the vampires. I just don't like them.
Some sort of trust issue there, I see.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us this evening for New Orleans Dresden Files. We will be back Wednesday night for our Blood on the Blasted Lands, our Torg Eternity game. Friday night for Rime of the Frost Maiden, and Sunday for our homebrew Dungeons with Veterans. We'll be back here, same time, Monday, to continue our little escapades through ignorance for a couple of us, and apparently working on the patience of a few others. So with that, I would like to remind everybody out there that we are in this adventure called Life Together, so please remember the golden rule. Treat those around you the way you would like to be treated yourself. And with that, have a good week.